नमस्कार अनि हार्दिक स्वागत छ द दिपेश शोमा। म हो दिपेश र यो हो द दिपेश शो। द दिपेश शोको प्रतीक्षामा बसिरहनु भएको तपाईँ सबैलाई हार्दिक स्वागत गर्दछु। म अस्ट्रेलियाको सिडनीबाट प्रत्यक्ष रूपमा तपाईँसँग कुरा गर्दैछु। तपाईँ कहाँ हुनुहुन्छ, के गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ त्यो लेख्न नबिर्सिनु होला तपाईँको तल भएको च्याटमा। र यो भन्दै आजदेखि म एउटा खुसीको खबर सुनाउन चाहन्छु। द दिपेश शो जबदेखि सुरु भयो गएको झन्डै 2 महिना अगाडि सुरु भएदेखि सबैले हामीलाई भन्दै हुनुहुन्थ्यो कि यसलाई पडकास्टको रूपमा पनि ल्याउनु पर्यो, पडकास्ट बनाउनु पर्यो, पडकास्टको रूपमा ल्याउनु पर्यो भनेर। र त्यही कुरा सुनेर तपाईँको माया अनि सद्भाव पाएर आजदेखि हामीले पडकास्टको रूपमा पनि ल्याएको छौँ। हाम्रो पात्रो सुन्नुभएको छ, हाम्रो पात्रोमा तपाईँ अडियो सेक्सनमा गएर पडकास्ट हेर्नुभयो भने त्यहाँ आजदेखि तपाईँ दिपेश शोलाई पाउनुहुन्छ। र त्यस्तै तपाईँले यति धेरै माया गर्नुभएको छ, हामीले पनि एउटा मात्रै दिएर भएन। त्यसैले हाम्रो पात्रो नभइकन एप्पल पडकास्ट, गुगल पडकास्ट, स्टिचर र अन्तमा स्पोटिफाई यी सबै पडकास्ट क्लाइन्टहरूमा तपाईँले द दिपेश शो आजदेखि पाउन सक्नुहुन्छ। त यो भन्दै म धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु तपाईँको मायालाई, तपाईँको साथलाई। त्यस्तै हाम्रो पात्रोलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद र थुप्रैजना साथीहरू हुनुहुन्छ जसलाई म अन्त्यमा धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु। र के भन्न चाहन्छु भने यो दिपेश शोमा हाम्रो पार्टनर्सहरू हुनुहुन्छ केही। त पहिलो पार्टनर हुनुहुन्छ CG ग्लोबल, हाम्रो एजुकेसन पार्टनर। यदि तपाईँ अस्ट्रेलिया सिडनी आउन चाहनुहुन्छ अथवा सिडनीमै हुनुहुन्छ, कलेज चेन्ज गर्न सोच्दै हुनुहुन्छ, नयाँ इन्टेकको लागि विषय परिवर्तन गर्ने सोच्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने CG ग्लोबललाई सोच्न नबिर्सिनु होला। र त्यस्तै हाम्रो गिफ्टको लागि हाम्रो पार्टनर हुनुहुन्छ गिफ्ट मान्डु। त गिफ्ट मान्डुलाई पनि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद भन्दै आजको गेस्टको बारेमा कुरा गरौँ। आज को हुनुहुन्छ तपाईँलाई थाहा नै छ। आज हामीसँग चौधरी ग्रुप कर्प ग्लोबलको म्यानेजिङ डिरेक्टर हुनुहुन्छ निर्वाण चौधरी। हामीलाई लाग्ला कि निर्वाण चौधरी भनेर नाम सुन्ने बित्तिकै एकजना ड्याडको कम्पनीमा चाहिँ छोरालाई म्यानेजिङ डिरेक्टर बनायो भनेर त्यस्तो लाग्ला। तर उहाँले यति धेरै दुःख गर्नुभएको छ, ही ह्याड टु प्रुभ हिज ड्याड कि उहाँ चाहिँ त्यो ठाउँमा पुग्नको लागि चाहिँ सक्षम हुनुहुन्छ भनेर। त्यो सबै कथाहरू आज हामी सुन्नेछौँ। तपाईँलाई थाहा छ कि थाहा छैन, निर्वाण चौधरीले पनि लन्डनमा रेस्टुरेन्टमा काम गर्नुहुन्थ्यो। र एउटा कुरा म भनिहालौँ, त्यो .com बबलमा उहाँले एउटा एकदमै ठुलो ग्याम्लिङ भनौँ न रिस्क लिनुभएको थियो। त्यो .com बबलको बारेमा लन्डनमा हुनुहुन्छ त्यतिखेर, त्यसको बारेमा पनि चर्चा गर्नेछौँ। उहाँको थुप्रै विषयहरूको बारेमा हामी चर्चा गर्नेछौँ। र अहिले पनि आउनुहोस् हामी दुवैजना तपाईँ म मिलेर हाम्रो निर्वाण चौधरीजीलाई स्वागत गरौँ कार्यक्रममा। नमस्ते निर्वाणजी, वेलकम टु द दिपेश शो।
नमस्ते दिपेशजी, थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फर ह्याभिङ मी हियर है। एन्ड सबभन्दा पहिला त कङ्ग्रेचुलेसन्स, तपाईँले तपाईँको सोलाई कति धेरै माध्यमबाट युआर इन्क्रिजिङ इट्स पपुलारिटी। सो कङ्ग्रेचुलेसन्स टु यु एन्ड योर एन्टायर टिम एन्ड थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फर ह्याभिङ मी इन यर सो दिपेशजी।
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। निर्वाणजी, हाउ आर यु, के गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ, काठमाडौँ कस्तो छ?
काठमाडौँ लट अफ च्यालेन्जेस। एउटा त हाम्रो इनहेरेन्ट भनौँ न त कोरोना रिलेटेड च्यालेन्जेस त छँदैछ, बट इकोनोमिक च्यालेन्जेस प्लस अहिले हामीले सबैले थाहा नै छ कि देयर इज अ लट अफ पोलिटिकल च्यालेन्जेस, त्यसमा पनि हामीहरू गाँसेका छौँ। र प्लस वी आर ट्राइङ टु नेभिगेट आवर वे इन टु कमिङ आउट विथ इट मच मोर स्ट्रङ्गर। बट such is life, such is the characteristics and features of an emerging country and of our country, you know. That we are always looking at the bright side of life. We are always looking at the positive side of life, and we all are here, healthy, wise, and doing whatever we are doing. We are facing the challenges, bringing out the best. Our team, our company, everyone is fine. Sabhijanako family, our family, everyone is doing fine. Situation is not looking too good in terms of coronavirus and the number of cases, but our foundation bada pani we've done a lot of work right at the beginning, and we continue to do that. And I probably will get a chance to share with you all some of the new initiatives that we are planning.
हजुर, पक्कै पनि हामी फाउन्डेसनको कुरा पनि गर्ने नै छौँ। अहिले पनि निर्वाणजी अलिकति पछाडि जाउँ। लेट्स गो टु कान्तिश्वरी। हाउ डु यु रिमेम्बर कान्तिश्वरी?
Kantishwari is, I think, my first school. I'm a bachchadekhi नै, actually we grew up in a joint family. I was always very very close to हाम्रो हजुरबा र हजुरआमासँग. I grew up with them. I grew up primarily with my kaka, मेरो बसन्त चाचा हुनुहुन्छ, अरुण काका हुनुहुन्छ. My father was very very hardworking, busy right from the beginning. So with our upbringing at that joint family kuma, going to Kantishwari was a very memorable experience. I remember त्यो बेला म स्कुलमा नै भावेलामा we had our late prince Niranjan also there in the school. तर त्यो बेलाको सम्झना, while I was very young, I think I must have been maybe 3-4 years old, 5 years old. I still aliali memory ma I can still remember those times of playing in the field, interacting with the teachers, and you won't believe there are one or two teachers from Kanteshwari that I'm still in touch with.
I think your class teacher was Miss Pradhan त्यतिखेर
Yes, yes. Pradhan ma'am was our teacher,
हजुर
and त्यो school बेलाको the kind of bonding that you do not only with your peer students but also from the various teachers, faculty. It's a different kind of bonding that you should learn to cherish it and take it all throughout your life, and that's what's happened to me from my days in Kanteshwari. I wasn't always the best student. I must tell you that I must have changed schools a dozen of times. But not because I wasn't a good student, or not because I wasn't a good student. It was because मलाई school जाँदा साथ यस्तो घरको याद आइरहेको हुन्थ्यो, even though it was in Kathmandu, that I used to make some excuse to go back home. Okay? So right from the beginning, I've been very, very, I don't know, upbringing very, very attached to the family, very attached to my grandparents.
कान्तिश्वरी पछि तपाईँ देहरादुन जानुभयो विलियम बोइज
Yes, family, my first time, my family, my parents, my uncles, everyone decided to send me to a boarding school at the age of 6 in Dehradun. It was in the year 1988. I mean, every parent's aspiration is that we have to give our children the best education. So my father was very clear that our children, we must give our children the best education. Tiobela, Kathmanduma, we did not have as many good schools like we have today. Ani, what was Welham Boys? It was a preparatory school for Doon School. Doon School was where, regarded as one of Asia's top 5 schools. Some of the most successful leaders, political leaders, business leaders had gone to Doon School as well. So I started my boarding school life from Welham Boys at the age of 6.
मलाई सोध्नु मन लाग्यो क्या काठमाडौँमै स्कुल हुँदाखेरि त तपाईँलाई त्यस्तो स्याड हुन्थ्यो स्कुल जाँदाखेरि घरमा आउँछ जस्तो त्यो बोर्डिङ स्कुलमा 6 वर्षको बच्चा त्यो पनि भाइलाई पनि हेर्नुपर्ने होइन कस्तो हुन्थ्यो होला क्या त्यतिखेर आई रिमेम्बर माई बोर्डिङ स्कुल डेज आई युज टु क्राई एभ्री नाइट
Dipesh, I'll share with you something very interesting that I just remembered. म चाहिँ अब next generation मा सबभन्दा जेठो भएर I was very, very close to my grandmother. Okay? And the only person my father was a little nervous around was with my grandmother. I won't say scared. He was always looking up to my grandmother a lot. She was the strict person in the house, but she loved me being the eldest grandson in the family and then eldest grandchild in the family. So I used to hate it in the boarding school. I still, when I was studying, I still remember email we used to write down letters once a month. On the letter all the tears that I'm writing, the letter word was all, it was all marking all over the letters. Okay? And I said, you know what, I have to get out of this school. So about boarding school hamro mess ma chapati huncha ni, roti. It used to be so big. I know they have to feed 500-600 students. So it used to be a big pizza bhanda pani 4 guna thulo size ko, and the cooks there used to cut it down like pizza slices. And we used to get a triangular piece. अनि ठ्याक्क हलिडेबाट आउनुभन्दा पहिला मैले चाहिँ I packed 3-4 rotis in my pocket and I got it to Kathmandu. त्यो बेला देहरादुनबाट 7-8 घण्टा बसमा दिल्ली आओ, दिल्लीबाट बस छ, त्यसपछि नेक्स्ट डे काठमाडौँमा बाट फ्लाइटमा आओ. अनि the minute I reached home, त्यो बेलासम्म that roti had become like stone, like a rock. So I took that roti to my हजुरआमा and said, हजुरआमा हेर्नु बुवाले पठाएको स्कुलमा मलाई यस्तो खाना खुवाउँछ भनेर. So I still remember my grandmother got so upset with my father, but I guess त्यो बेलामा at that age you're not thinking about the larger goal that your parents might have. You're not thinking about that. Why is your parents also must be getting so hurt, and it must be a big sacrifice sending your son to a school so far away. But why they were doing that, we were too naive at that age to understand. Okay?
Of course.
But it's just a lot of things that we've learned at that age. Boarding school, I must also share with you that boarding school, the advantage of boarding school is everyone going there doesn't go there with a name tag. You're wearing the same uniform, you're studying the same textbook, you're eating the same food. So you are really preparing yourself from a level playing field, and you get in that competitive mindset from a very young age, number one. And number two is you start getting a sense of individuality at a very young age. Okay? So, boarding school is very different to schooling. School and education, I think, are completely two different things. Boarding school really teaches you to face the hard side of life. Okay? As my wife, me, we keep going trekking every year, and whether we are sleeping in a five-star bed or sleeping in a ground in Annapurna base camp, we still appreciate life that much. And I think the हाम्रो boarding school को early days taught us that mindset of ours. Okay?
हो पक्कै पनि के अरे मलाई चाहिँ अझै पनि त्यो हजुरको चपाटी तपाईँको चपाटी याद आइरहेको छ क्या त्यो हुन्छ नि 3 दिनपछि हजुरआमालाई त्यो देख्नुहोस् के अरे देख्नुभयो यस्तो खुवाउँछ मलाई भनेको के अरे अनि तपाईँको दुन स्कुल कसरी सम्झिनुहुन्छ देहरादुनमा 93 देखि यु चेन्ज होइन स्कुल
Yes, Doon School, again, a phenomenal experience. Hey, Doon School just to get into Doon School is a big challenge. Mom, mero bhaiharu, we all have been pretty more inclined towards sports more than studies. So I think because of our skills in sports as well as music, etc., we were taken into Doon School. Doon School is a whole different ball game. Okay? When you go into Doon School, I think there's a saying that life is like a grinding stone. It either wears you down or polishes you up, depending on what you are made up of. And Doon School is that grinding stone that by the time you come out of Doon School, they have polished you so well. And the kind of friends you make there, the kind of values you learn in that school, the kind of discipline that nurtures you as an individual, it's a phenomenal experience. And again, school ko sathiharu jasto sathi ko bonding is very rare. Okay? And I'm very lucky that I still am close friends with friends who went with me to Doon School. My brothers continued with Doon. Class 10 पछि चाहिँ my father wanted me to study in London. And amongst the top 2 schools in the world, I decided to send me to Harrow School, where Doon School ma Rajiv Gandhi haru padheछ भने Harrow School ma Jawaharlal Nehru, Winston Churchill पढ्नु भएको थियो. And because I was already playing at that time national level squash, I was playing for Nepal. Nepal ma number 1, number 2 खेलिरहेको थिएँ. And the game squash was actually invented at Harrow School. Okay?
Yeah. Was that one of the reasons why you wanted to go there?
That wasn't one of the I actually got into 2-3 other schools. Again, a very, very interesting story I want to share with you. These are, I very rarely sort of engaged in a personal interview like this. And, my idea is always to share what I've learned, my experience of my life, things that I've gone through with your viewers, and especially with all our friends, especially in Australia, who have, during some of my travels, who have immensely loved spending time with me. My father and I had never ever spent time together. I was 14 and a half, 15. And my father told me, okay, now you are going to one of the best schools in the world. Why don't you and me, father and son, go on a 11 days holiday across Europe, right? So, for me, it was, as a child, you always long for spending time with your parents. So
how old were you त्यतिखेर 15 वर्ष?
Yes, I was just about 15, right? And he and me went to, I still remember we landed in Italy, and we one pass थियो नि त्यो Euro rail. You got one pass and you could hop in and hop out of any Euro rail around Europe. So we went to Italy, Germany, etc. But the time I got to spend time with my father, the bonding that I had, I always knew him as the Binod Chaudhary, but now I was getting to know him as my father. The father side of him I got to know, and even he hadn't spent so much time with me. So I remember I was actually going to a school called Millfield, where again, the reason I got into Millfield was because of squash. On Millfield, my coach was a gentleman called Jonna Barrington, who was former world number 1. So when he saw my game, he wanted to sort of take me under his wing and coach me. And I went to Millfield, and which is 2-3 hours away from London in a countryside. Okay? So I got there, and first time my father and me are parting ways after spending that quality time together. And obviously I had tears in my eyes like always. I could sense even he was a little sad. And म एक्लै त्यो डाइनिङ हलमा फर्स्ट डे गइरहेको थिएँ. And I was feeling really sad, not because I was missing home, but because I was missing my father at that time. And त्यो बेला we had our individual rooms. So as I was walking back, very sad to my room, I heard a very familiar voice because my roommate next to me was a Japanese, Japanबाट एउटा केटा थियो नि. So suddenly I heard him speaking in Japanese to a very familiar voice in Japanese. I peep inside the room and I see my father speaking in Japanese with this kid. I'm like, Dad, what are you doing here, number one? And number two, I didn't know you spoke Japanese, And he said, son, I was missing you so much and I just couldn't go back to the hotel. I wanted to see how you're doing. And I said, Papa, I don't want to stay here. I'm really, really, this countryside makes me really depressed, etc. And I'd also got into Harrow, which was in London. Yeah. So while we were driving back to London, the same day where I left that school, I said, you know what, Harrow is a great school. And when I knew that Harrow founded squash and it was in London, I said, you know what, I'm going to continue studying here. So that's how it happened actually.
ए हजुर मलाई स्क्वासको कुरा गर्नु मन लाग्यो. वी अल नो सुन्नु थाहा छैन भने भनिहाल्यो निर्वाणजी चाहिँ स्क्वासको नेसनल प्लेयर हुनुहुन्थ्यो र स्क्वास चाहिँ यो ड्याड के अरे अल्सो युज टु प्ले स्क्वास है. त्यो देखेर तपाईँलाई चाहिँ ड्याड जस्तो बन्न पनि मन लाग्थेन होइन पहिला पहिलामा?
Maybe you're right. You always start. There's this thing called lead, follow, or get out of the way. Okay? So at that age, you always want to get inspired with someone and want to aspire to get somewhere, right? So I still remember at a very early age, I think at the age of 7, 8, my father used to go play squash every day. I think it started off with us wanting to spend more. It started off with me wanting to spend time with him as much as possible. It eventually landed up in the squash courts where I wasn't really playing squash, but I was just the squash court Kamati. I was just sitting and observing, sitting and seeing him play, sitting and seeing how the game is played. I think it started off like that. Okay? And similarly, at a very young age, also at the age of 11, 12, when we used to come back home, our boarding school was chutti ko lai. Again, I think it was that need to spend time with your father because he was so busy. So how could you spend time with him? Either seeing him play squash or coming and sitting with him in the boardroom, in the meeting room. So, but both of them turned out to be, blessing in disguise for me because I started growing affinity and I started liking the game of squash. Plus, when I was sitting in the boardroom, I was just observing him and seeing how he's handling his business and, starting to get the first taste of business at that very early age.
मलाई एउटा ठ्याक्कै याद आयो क्या के अरे हजुरको ड्याडले हि केम आउट विथ एल्बम अलमोस्ट 40 वर्ष अगाडि होला एल्बम पनि निकाल्नु भएको थियो म्युजिकमा एन्ड युआर अल्सो इन्टु म्युजिक. स्कुलमा हुँदाखेरि कस्तो खालको गीतहरू मनपर्थ्यो तपाईँलाई? कस्तो सुन्नुहुन्थ्यो गीतहरू?
Dipeshi, again, now that you are mentioning about all of this, not that I've thought of, again, my love for music, I don't know if you know, but Nepal's first nightclub was opened by my father.
Yeah, I know.
It was called Copper Floor, right? While 18 वर्षको एजमा he came up with an album called Maya, I think. Anyway, his popular song was Eki Nazarma. His album was called something else. While growing up, we guys grew up listening to, really Eagles, Metallica, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd from a very, very young age. Okay? Because maybe my father and all loved Eagles and that kind of a song, my uncles, and even the friends that we were hanging out with. So music has a very, very big influence in my life, not only because of the kind of music we were listening to, but because my father was a singer. My kaka is a writer, singer. My youngest kaka.
गीतहरु त यति राम्रो लेख्नु भएको छ है हजुरको काकाले.
Right. So मलाई चाहिँ at a very young age, I think at the age of 11, I picked up the guitar for the first time. I was still in Wellham Boys School. And when I went to Doon School, I started to play guitar quite a lot. I was playing in the school band and, we used to have these musical contests. So, I always knew at a very young age that I really enjoyed music, art. In fact, when I was 7.5, 8 years old in Vellum Boys, I used to love doing this still art, okay? The
ए
pencil le matra to
हजुर
do
हजुर
portraits. Eh? I still remember at the age of 8, I had a solo exhibition in Vellum Boys School where the President of India was the chief guest, came to my exhibition. So at that time, you're meeting such high profile people, successful people who are coming and saying, wow, this is amazing work for your age. And then going to playing music and being appreciated by people, and at the same time starting off with squash, where you are becoming better and better. I never imagined that I would get into business, okay? Because I was enjoying art, music, squash. I really loved Formula One at that time. So I always thought, what, football. My brother Rahul is a
हजुर
phenomenal footballer.
तपाईँ पनि त
Both
फुटबलको
of us.
क्याप्टेन हुनुहुन्थ्यो नि है स्कुल टिममा
Yes, but I must say, yes, I was. I really enjoyed. One other thing is, Dipesh, देहरादुनमा होस् कि कुनै पनि बोर्डिङ स्कुलमा हामीहरू नेपालीहरू स्कुल जाँदा साथ I think everyone there understood we are natural born, naturally talented football players. Okay? And it's true. I've noticed that a lot of Nepalese students going out, especially into India, football was like sort of in our genes. Okay? And we really enjoyed playing football. Rahul and me, we used to also come back during our holidays, and Biana, we used to get trained with the national team of Nepal as well. So, yeah, we were really involved in all those activities at a very, very young age.
के अरे मैले भर्खर यहाँ कमेन्ट हेरिरहेको थिएँ क्या थुप्रैले हामीलाई हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ प्रकाश रसाइली प्रकाश रसाइली हेलो बस भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ अनि नट टु फर्गेट हिज गट अ सेक्सी होम स्टुडियो भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ प्रकाश रसाइली
Yeah, Prakash, I'm happy you're listening to this interview. I'm sure you don't want me to spill a few beans in the interview, which I will not do this time. But next time you comment something, please think about those stories.
विभ गट हामीसँग अहिले गणेश ढकाल हुनुहुन्छ खेम गुरुङ साउदी अरबबाट कौशलेन्द्र शर्मा एलिसा सिलवाल मनिष ढुङ्गेल सञ्जीव तामाङ अन्जु हुनुहुन्छ सिडनीबाट अञ्जना कायस्थ लक्ष्मी भट्ट मिना गौतम श्रेष्ठ त्यसपछि आदित्य शर्मा आदित्य इज आई बिलिभ यो कजन आई नो हिम अनुज भाइ त्यसपछि
My infamous cousin.
मुक्तिनाथ श्रेष्ठ सुमन खरेल हुनुहुन्छ निराजन उप्रेती विनोद बोहरा छेत्री जानुका सुवेदी थुप्रै हुनुहुन्छ तपाईँहरू कहाँ कहाँबाट हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ प्लिज लेख्न नबिर्सिनु होला लेख्दै गर्नुहोस् र अब चाहिँ मलाई एउटा के भन्छ सोध्नु मन लागेको क्या अब एकैछिन अब लन्डनै फर्क्यौँ होइन लन्डनमा हुँदाखेरि तपाईँले स्कुल पढ्दा पढ्दै ब्याङ्कमा पनि काम गर्नुहुन्थ्यो है
हजुर हाम्रो के हुन्थ्यो भने हाम्रो we used to have an Easter break, summer break, or winter vacation. So during those breaks, I used to be working, interning, management trainee. I was working in American Express, Merrill Lynch, Credit Suisse, Donaldson, Lufkin and Jenrit. And again, I got an opportunity to get management trainee in these banks because Koseko Tsura used to be studying with me, or maybe I knew someone who could help me get it. Because I was not getting paid in the bank, I think it was easier for them to say, okay, let's just get him into our management training program.
ए हजुर के अरे मलाई त्यो त्यतिखेर सोध्नु मन लागेको रेस्टुरेन्टमा काम गर्नुभन्दा अगाडि ब्याङ्ककै कुरा 97 98 तिर होइन यो .com बर्स्ट भएको यो .com बबल बर्स्ट भएको त्यतिखेर यु मेड अलिकति पैसा अरू सबैजना 46 अलमोस्ट 50%सम्म डाउन भएको बेलामा यु मेड सम मनी अन सेयर्स प्लिज सेयर द स्टोरी कसरी त्यो सोच्नु भयो बिकज यु वर सो यङ
98, 99 was the year, and I guess that was the advantage of being naive and young. Okay? So I was working in an investment bank called Donaldson, Lufkin and Jenrit, DLJ, which got later acquired by Credit Suisse. So त्यो बेला चाहिँ मेरो बसले चाहिँ मलाई she had put me through the treasury departments, portfolio mutual funds, forex, etc. So I got a good experience in 1 month. And at the end of the 1 month, she said, well, here is a portfolio of about $10 million. Now, this is not Yahoo money or virtual currency. This is actual hard-earned money of someone, not knowing that it is now in the hands of a 16, 17-year-old kid. But being naive and being at that age as a child, I would still say as a student, there's that willingness that I want to learn more. I want to explore more. You keep asking question after question, and I think that's one trait one should never ever forget. Okay? Until bela I remember I went to my boss and she said, "Any ideas what I can do?" And she was like, "You should leverage your 10 million into 40 million. You should hedge it. You should put it into forex. You should put it into these bonds. I was like, hold on. I mean, these are instruments and markets which I don't understand. So she said, you know what, you're free to do whatever you want because I know you've got a good exposure by now. So I asked myself that, okay, as a 16, 17-year-old kid, I'm asking myself, कुनै world war आयो भने भोलि if there is famine or something really drastic happens in the worst case scenario, which are the sectors that are not really going to get affected? So obviously being associated with YY, I knew that irrespective of whatever happens, people are not going to stop eating. So I decided to put 25% of my money in a company called Nestle, which makes Maggi, etc. But there were many other companies. But the research I did was, I really did a lot of research on the CEO of Nestle at that time, the vision that he had, the values that he had instilled into Nestle, and how Nestle was growing at a very organic, consistent point. The second company was 98, 99, Dipesh, I don't know if you remember, but mobile phones have just come into our hands, And I was like, wow, the way this is going to change our lives, it's only going to continue to grow. Irrespective of whatever happens, communication will not slow down. So I invested 25% of the money in Nokia because, Nokia phones were so popular at that time.
Of course.
And the third 25% I invested in, coming from Nepal where we were having 10 hours, 16 hours of power cuts, I was doing research on companies that were involved in energy generation, infrastructure development. So there was a company called Tyco. So I invested 25% into that. 3 stocks, right? No mutual funds, no portfolios, no bonds, no complicated products. And 25% I put it in a capital protected fixed deposit. And I let the capital market do its play. And 6 months later, there was a big recession, the global, especially the IT market bubble burst. And I'm listening to one of Sudhin's comment. But, and that's the time the capital market was down 40%. My boss's portfolio was down 80%. My portfolio is up 25%. Obviously, she got the bonus and the pay. But for me, it was a great learning of the power of simplicity, the power of just asking the most simplest questions, which can get you the simplest answers. I'll share with you one more thing.
Please.
Hamro YY factory ma, each YY packet is 75 grams, right? Now we are producing close to 2.5, 3 billion packets of noodles a year. So you can imagine a day how many packets. Now, even if you're going towards a Six Sigma of the best benchmarking in terms of the industrial, ISO, etc., you're still bound to get certain defects in terms of empty packets coming in, right? So, we reached out to our suppliers who gave us, these Japanese suppliers who gave us this really, really expensive quote that, hey, हामीसँग यस्तो एउटा खालको machine छ, त्यो YY packet आउँदा साथ, त्यो खाली हुँदा साथ, the machine will, just throw out the pack using a sort of a vibrating machine over there. It'll detect the weight and it'll just throw out the empty packs. Our guys in the factory, what they did, Dipesh? They just put fans over there, which automatically made sure all the empty packets are flying away. So this is the power of simplicity sometimes, which is one of the things that I learned based on my experience in the bank.
के अरे म एउटा कुरा तपाईँसँग सेयर गरिहाल्छु ल। एकजना भाइ हुनुहुन्छ विवेक श्रेष्ठ, तपाईँले स्क्रिनमा देख्नुहुन्छ होला कमेन्ट, सेक्युरिटी भाइ हुनुहुन्छ, लिभरपुलमा यहीँ सिडनीको लिभरपुलमा काम गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ। अनि उहाँले चाहिँ नमस्ते निर्वाणा दाई एन्ड दिपेश दाई, सरी उहाँले यहाँ माथि कहाँ भन्नुहुन्छ, उहाँले वाइवाई लिएर आएको छु काममा खानालाई भनेर लेखिरहनु भएको छ क्या। वाट अ कोइन्सिडेन्स भनेर वाइवाईको कुरा भइरहेको थियो।
Thank you so much. तपाईँले वाइवाईको कुरा निकालिहाल्नुभयो दिपेशजी। I must say that today YY is YY because of all our Nepalese youths, people who've gone outside of Nepal. They are the real brand ambassadors of YY. We've always had a dream of taking not only YY but CG, a company, Nepali company, to the world. It's the people who are fans, who love the product of YY, who are having it everywhere around the world. They are the real brand ambassadors who've been the forefront in making a Nepali brand successful. So thank you all so much for believing in YY and enjoying it.
हजुर थ्याङ्क यू सो मच सबैजनालाई मेरो तर्फबाट पनि र थ्याङ्क यू तपाईँलाई पनि वाइवाई वाइवाई बनाइदिनु भएकोमा, किनकि हामी बच्चामा अहिले सम्झिँदाखेरि त्यो चाइल्डहुडमा चाहिँ वाइवाई पनि आउँछ क्या, जहिले पनि हुन्छ नि, चाहे त्यो स्कुलमा लन्च लाँदाखेरि होस् अथवा घरमा आएर छिटो खाएर खेल्न जानलाई हतार भएको बेलामा होस्, होइन, वाइवाई चाहिँ जहिले पनि इट्स अलवेज द्याट। अनि अर्को एउटा कुरा मलाई सोध्नु मन लाग्यो, एकछिन लन्डनकै कुरा गरौँ। लन्डनमा चाहिँ तपाईँले रेस्टुरेन्टमा काम गर्नुभयो, किन गर्नुभयो, गर्न जरुरी थियो कि थिएन, एक्सपिरियन्स कस्तो भयो, र मैले सुनेअनुसार त त्यतिखेर कमाउनु भएको पाउन्ड्सहरू अझै छ भन्ने सुनेको थिएँ।
त्यो बेला म ब्याङ्कमा डे टाइममा काम गर्थेँ, अनि राति चाहिँ अभियसली घर हलिडेजको टाइममा घर नआउन पाएपछि आई युज्ड टु रियली मिस होम फुड, and I knew I had a lot of friends there, family friends. So I asked one of my family friends, he owns a restaurant there called Monty's. It's in North Ealing भन्ने ठाउँमा छ कि. So I said, दाइ मलाई तपाईँले please let me work in your restaurant. My भित्रबाट त I wanted to have that Nepali food at night. आफूलाई बनाउनै नआउने. So that was the idea. But when I went there, he said, how can I make you work? How can I pay you? I said, oh, दाइ, just pay me £1 a day. It's fine. Give me £1 a day and give me one meal a day. Right? Dinner is on you and £1 is me. So, but when I was working over there, right, that the dynamics of a restaurant or a big bang of having raw material, input, output, final product, organization, everything is the same. Scale and nature of the sector is different. So for me, it was a greater learning in terms of how a company or a particular entity even functions, a business entity functions. The dynamics is still the same. You have people you need to deal with. You have skills in the people that you need to be able to manage. You have customers at the banks. You have customers at the restaurant. If you do not make sure that your restaurant products are consistent in terms of taste, your customers are now going to be loyal towards you. So you learn all of that at a very young age. Plus, I still remember that one pound I gathered. I think there's about 74 pounds that I still have, which taught me the value of money. Dipesh, त्यो बेला I was staying in a friend's, उसको one bedroom को studio थियो कि, वो चाहिँ एकदम मेरो, actually he lives in London now. He's a very successful entrepreneur in education. त्यो बेला चाहिँ he was doing 3 jobs at the same time. रातिको उसको job चाहिँ he used to be working as a the baggage belt in Heathrow Airport in London. So he used to be telling me, what, I leave at 9:30, 10. Why don't you use my room, and then when you go to your office, I come back, so it'll be fine. Now I was carrying, luckily I had a gold credit card. I had enough money where I could afford to stay in 5-star hotels, eat the best food. But because I had at that time learned the value of money working in the restaurant, I just didn't feel there was a need to. I felt I could do away. I think it had also got to do with our upbringing in our boarding schools, that there is no need for me to do that. I'm fine and comfortable in whatever environment I'm in. I still remember एकचोटि उसले आफ्नो त्यो कोठाको साँचो म्याटको तल राख्दिन्थ्यो कि. He forgot to put it under the mat. And again, I could have gone and checked into a hotel, but I waited for him till 7:30 in the morning in the bus stand, just getting some rest, saying that he's going to come. It doesn't matter. He forgot about it, but I don't need to splurge my money. So the entire thinking of being frugal, I don't know if you have read stories and autobiography of Warren Buffett. He talks about having an attitude of a frugal mind is so important. Okay? So, paisa, unless you understand the value of money, the paisa, je paite cheezma, you cannot waste it. Saini cheezma kharcha garo. Not चाहिने चीजमा, don't splurge it. Understand the value of money. That doesn't mean become greedy. It means use your money wisely. So that's the kind of learnings I had in my London days at the restaurant.
त्यसपछि 2000 मा काठमाडौँ आउनुभयो है, अनि काठमाडौँ युनिभर्सिटीमा पढ्नुभयो. त्यत्रो वर्ष बाहिर बसेर इन्डियामा पढ्नुभयो, लन्डन पढ्नुभयो. काठमाडौँ युनिभर्सिटी कस्तो लाग्यो, कस्तो एक्सपिरियन्स भयो काठमाडौँ आइसकेपछि चाहिँ?
Dipesh, actually, London Pachi, I'd applied to some really good universities in America and London.
Sorry, MIT जानुभयो?
No, I'll just tell you.
Okay.
MIT was much later. I was always studying outside towards the west. Like I told you, from my childhood, I've always been a very homely kid. Okay? I've always wanted to come back home. So I was looking for reasons to come back closer, if not in Nepal, closer to home. So त्यो बेला चाहिँ Singapore had just started off with a university called SMU, which was in technical collaboration with Wharton, University of Pennsylvania. Right? So I was like, I know I'm very clear I want to come back home. I'm very clear that I want to understand and grow my business primarily in Asia. So why am I getting my education in Far West when I should be understanding Asian business culture, ethics, and academics more? So I immediately got into SMU as the first and the only international student. Today, SMU is one of Asia's top universities, but I was the first international student over there. Right? So I actually went to Singapore right after my school in London, and I did my undergraduate at SMU. And if you still remember, this was in the year 2000, 2001.
हजुर
2002 सम्म चाहिँ, Nepalमा चाहिँ we were in the peak of our insurgency, the Maoist war that was going on. Things were at its really low in Nepal. People were migrating out. Businesses were in a very, very difficult situation. We as a family had decided that, okay, it's time for us to expand our businesses outside of Nepal, grow the companies and products outside, focus more outside. So someone had to come back, and I was more than happy to leave my education halfway and come back. So मैले सिङ्गापुरमा 1.5 years SMUमा पढेपछि I transferred my credits to Kathmandu University. Why Kathmandu University? Because Kathmandu University को school time चाहिँ बिहान 6 बजेदेखि 9 बजेसम्म हुन्थ्यो, which meant that I could go 6 o'clock to the college, and I've never missed the school at KU. Right? I've never been even 1 minute late at KU. So I adhered to the discipline, and I attended KU over here, transferred my credits, and then finished it in 2.5, 3 years time. किनभने at that age, I was also completing my undergraduate. At the same time, I was already involved into business. Not only here, कि सिङ्गापुरमा पनि हुने बेलामा म university गएर हुन्थ्यो half day, but half day I was already getting involved in our international businesses. And I still remember, Dipesh, now you're bringing out all the old stories that I'm trying to reminisce. I still remember at the age of 19, we were just opened up a hotel in Maldives. And I was part of our hotel group at that time. Okay? So I went to Maldives, and I told the general manager, everyone, don't tell anyone that we guys own the hotel. And I still remember I was staying in the staff quarter. I was picking up the tables. It was a brand new hotel, fixing the restaurant, taking care of housekeeping, helping out in room service, etc. And I was there for about 14 days. And only when I sat in the boat, then the general manager tell everyone who had come to say bye to me that, hey, Nirvana is part of the owning family. And, this was in 2001, Dipesh. And believe it or not, even today when I go back to that property, I have people who were at that time who got to know me, or people who moved out, that are still in touch with me. Okay? Yeah. So I guess you got to earn that level of respect if you want to be able to get that level of respect.
मलाई यो 19 भन्दाखेरि आई रिमेम्बर तपाईँले एकचोटि तपाईँको ड्याडलाई चाहिँ वेन यु केम ब्याक टु नेपाल यु सेड म चाहिँ कम्पनी स्टार्ट गर्न चाहन्छु, म आफ्नै के गर्न चाहन्छु भन्दाखेरि ड्याड सेड यु निड टु प्रुभ. अनि तपाईँले चाहिँ ठिक छ गिभ मी सम सिड मनी अनि म चाहिँ कम्पनी स्टार्ट गर्छु भन्दाखेरि तपाईँको ड्याडले कथा भन्नुभयो तपाईँलाई जोन डी रकफेलरको.
Right.
Do you
this
remember?
was when I was 22. Absolutely. I mean, I'll never forget that story. This was when I was 21.5, 22. I came back from Singapore when I was about 20, 19.5, 20. For about a year, I was working on the field. I didn't have an office for the first 4-5 years also. My office was the field. है त्यो युथको बेलामा म मेचीदेखि महाकाली हाम्रो टाटा मोबाइलमा हाम्रो फुड प्रोडक्ट्स, बियर, इलेक्ट्रोनिक्स प्रोडक्ट डिस्ट्रिब्युटरहरू कहाँ बेच्दै बसिरहेको थिएँ कि. I still remember the time when I was sitting with one of my sales head. I was a sales executive at that time. अनि हामीले डे टाइममा त्यो कर्फ्यू हुन्थ्यो कि 4 बजेपछि हामीले चाहिँ बिहान नै गएर we used to go to all the retail outlets, distribute our stuff. And as soon as we had to come back to the hotel room, and there were times when ठ्याक्क होटल बाहिर we could hear bullets going across, and we used to be sitting in the wall, and I used to be smiling and telling my boss, my head of sales, that see, at least we got this much sales done. tomorrow, as soon as the curfew opens, we're going to go and do this. So, constantly understanding that phase for me, Dipeshji, when I was traveling extensively between Mechi to Makali, really made me understand and realize the potential of Nepal, okay? The beauty of Nepal, the people of Nepal, the opportunity of Nepal. So imagine having that during that time, getting that kind of an exposure was fantastic. So त्यस्तो खालको exposure ma where you've got a Western exposure, and then you've got hundreds of ideas saying that, hey, Singapore ma, London ma, South Asia ma, this is what's working. I want to use it over here in Nepal. So my father saw me working at the grassroots level, but he also knew that I had that fire in my belly. I wanted to accelerate my career within the group. So he said, son, the only way you're going to do that is you have to prove yourself, on your own. And that's when he told me about the John D. Rockefeller story. हामीहरू हाम्रो नवलपरासीको चौधी उद्योग ग्रामबाट काठमाडौँ फर्किरहेको थियौँ अनि त्यो बेला 4-5 घण्टाको बाटोमा he told me one or two stories which has stayed with me and is very close to my heart.
मलाई त्यो स्टोरी चाहिँ एकदमै इन्स्पायरिङ लाग्यो क्या मलाई राम्रोसँग त याद छैन तर मैले सुनेअनुसार चाहिँ जन डे रकफेलरको साथीको छोरालाई चाहिँ साथीले भनेको हुन्छ होइन तिमीलाई पछि अप्ठ्यारो पऱ्यो भने चाहिँ तिमी के अरे उसलाई भेट्नु त्यस्तै स्टोरी छ है.
Yes. Actually, it's if you want, I can share the story with you again. So John D. Rockefeller, he came back. He grew up from very humble background, very humble upbringing, right? So while growing up, he had a very close friend of his who was not too big in life, but John D. Rockefeller made it really, really big. So usko त्यो साथीको childhood साथीको छोरा थियो, and he told his छोरा the same thing, like you said, that my health is not too good. And John D. Rockefeller is my childhood friend. If you ever go to him and tell him you're my son, he's definitely going to help you out if you have any trouble in your life. And time goes on, and Johnny Rockefeller's friend, he passes away, and his son is trying everything. He has no choice but to go to John D. Rockefeller, and calling John D. Rockefeller is not easy. So he kept calling his reception of his Rockefeller Tower Center, and one day the receptionist passed it on to his secretary. Consistently called him, kept calling the secretary, and the secretary one day told John D. Rockefeller, sir, this guy claims to be your childhood friend's son. He's demanding to meet with you. What do I tell him? He said, oh yeah, of course, Michael is a childhood friend of mine. Why don't you ask his son to meet me at this hot dog stand in Central Park at 2 o'clock on Thursday once again. So the secretary calls him up and says, well, this is what Mr. John D. Rockefeller has asked me to convey to you. Now this guy is like flabbergasted, okay, that John D. Rockefeller it's a private jet limousine, you would have taken me to the best restaurant. Why has he called me to a hot dog stand? So anyway, he goes there, and at 2 o'clock on Thursday, John D. Rockefeller comes with his entourage, and he's saying, oh son, so tell me what's up and how are things, how's life, blah, blah, blah. And he's saying, uncle, I tried doing this and that, I've not been successful, I don't know what to do. So John D. Rockefeller tells him, why don't you buy 2 hot dogs and come? Because they're in a hot dog stand. So he's like, I've just barely saved a penny dollar coming in bus and walking here, and he's asking me to buy hot dogs for him. So he goes, buys two hot dogs and come. And they have their hot dogs. And then John D. Rockefeller takes him through Central Park, Thursday afternoon, where half of New York is there. And he's listening to him, got his arms around his shoulder, takes him through the financial district, which is near the Central Park. And, right under the Rockefeller Center, John D. Rockefeller tells him, okay, son, tell me how life progresses, and I wish you all the best. Then this guy suddenly says, hey, uncle, what is this? I came to ask for help, and this is what you tell me, this is what you do. So John D. Rockefeller tells him, son, do you know who did you buy lunch for today once again? There are hundreds of people queuing up to buy lunch for John D. Rockefeller. When I was taking you in my arms, thousands of people were looking, who is this guy with John D. Rockefeller who's walking around? When we were walking through the financial district, hundreds of bankers were peeping out of the window saying, who is this guy with John D. Rockefeller? And me right under my building, I'm bidding you goodbye and all the best. If all this doesn't help you, then God help you, you know. So that was the entire power of leveraging what you have, the power of networking. And subsequently also shared with me that I told him, fine, this is great, but how I've identified the business opportunity, but how do I manage the investment into it? So he said, I think he told me it was Donald Trump when he was just coming into Manhattan. But might have been some other entrepreneur. But let's assume it's Donald Trump for a minute. Donald Trump was working as a sales manager in this clothing shop in Manhattan, okay, which was owned by this Chinese couple, and this Chinese couple had no kids, but the store location.
Look at the internet.
While the Chinese couple was getting old, Donald Trump said, "Please sell the store to me." So Chinese couple said, "You work for us. How can we sell it to you?" He said, "Well, you're going to sell it to someone. Might as well sell it to me." So they thought, he's a hardworking guy, good salesman. Fine, we give you the first offer to buy this land. So he goes to the Hyatt family and says, "I have a prime piece of land in Manhattan. I have a financing ready. Are you ready to put up the hotel there?" They said, "Fine." They went to the bank. They said, "I have prime piece of land. I have Hyatt hotel wanting to come and set up a hotel. Are you ready to finance?" So he had financing ready, hotel ready, land ready, and he became the chairman of that company. And a very similar story was to how I set up my business, first business
one.
which broke even in 3 days.
हजुर
Yeah, into money remittance actually.
आई थिङ्क तपाईँले सोच्नु पनि भएको थिएन होला 3 डेजमा ब्रेक इभन हुन्छ भनेर क्या
Yeah, because if you're able to, the art of deal once, and if you're able to structure deals in a very innovative way, you'll be surprised. I mean, forget about me breaking in 3 days. Nowadays, people come up with an idea. They have investors before they even launch the product. They have millions of dollars sitting in their bank. So it's all about the power of idea, the power of having that ability to execute that.
त्यसको बारेमा पनि अलिक कुरा गरौँला हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ दिपेश शो र दिपेश शोमा हामी निर्वाण चौधरीजीसँग कुरा गर्दैछौँ र तपाईँहरूको क्वेसन म एकछिनमा लिन्छु क्वेसन लेख्दै गर्नु होला कहाँबाट के गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ त्यो भने गर्न नबिर्सनु होला निर्वाणजी मलाई एउटा कुरा सोध्नु मन लाग्यो अब अलिकति पछाडि आउँ नेपालमा जब भुइँचालो गयो नि 2015 मा कहाँ के गर्दै हुनुहुन्थ्यो
Dipeshi, more personally, we had just finished our monthly meetings in Nawalparasi on Friday. I was all set to come back on Friday night, to Kathmandu. But hamro त्यो बेला चाहिँ मेघालयमा हाम्रो एउटा नयाँ होटल बनिरहेको थियो. So my father, although my brother looked after the hotel, my father said, "Why don't you come and have a look at the hotel as well? It's Saturday tomorrow. We'll get to spend more time." So I think again, because I wanted to spend time with my father, I said, "Sure, let's go to Meghalaya and spend time over there." So we had gone to see a hotel at Meghalaya, and the next day, एउटा mock-up villa बनिसकेको थियो हैन. And I had gone to the villa and everyone was roaming around the hotel. And I said, "I'm coming in 15-20 minutes," because I was meditating in the villa. I was doing this Sudarshan Kriya, this art of the science of breathing exercise. And while I was doing this, and I was already doing this for last 5 years. So while I was doing the Sudarshan Kriya with my eyes closed, suddenly I heard the roof go and very different sound, and my eyes were still closed. For a minute I thought maybe my third eye opened up, thinking that, wow, look at all the powers I'm suddenly getting, on a lighter note, because in Nawalparasi we could not really feel the earthquake. It was just a bolt, I went out and everyone was like, "Wow, I think there's some problem back home." And then we started getting calls and we were like, "There's really been a catastrophic earthquake back home." And we had two choices, whether to get everyone of our company, our family to Nawalparasi or to go back to Kathmandu. And we immediately decided to go back to Kathmandu. 3 hours after the earthquake, हामीहरू बाटोमा नै थियौँ कि काठमाडौँ आइरहेको रोडमा. 3 hours after the earthquake, we have about 15-16 schools and colleges in Nepal.
त्यही आउन लाग्थ्यो मलाई त्यही सोध्न लाग्थ्यो क्या किनभने अर्थक्वेक भयो हुँदाखेरि नवलपरासीमा हुन्थ्यो त 3 घण्टाभित्र स्कुलहरू सेल्टर्सको लागि सेटअप गरिसकेको थियो क्या त्यो हाउ डिड यु म्यानेज त्यो सबै मोबिलाइज गर्नु पऱ्यो नि त मान्छेहरूलाई सबैजना कहाँ थियो होला त्यो त पहिला प्री प्लान त थिएन अर्थक्वेक त सो हाउ डिड यु म्यानेज
Well, I mean, so again, that's the power of leveraging what you have, the power of the people that you have, the power of the infrastructure that you have. We should be having the visibility and the power to leverage that. Okay? I keep telling my cousin also who's seeing this show. He runs a very successful banquet on Amrapali and Anmol, and he keeps asking me that during this tough time and even during my catering time, how do I make sure that I have more revenue? And I tell him that Timro, Belka Bya bhaye pani throughout the day you have your asset and your real estate which is lying vacant. So why don't you use that as a real estate of coming, having people to do other seminars there, etc. So you got to constantly have that mind to leverage what you have. Okay, so right at the earthquake time, because we had these school premises which was in central locations all over Kathmandu, people were not wanting to stay at home. So getting people to say, hey, the school is open, please come and stay there. There are open auditoriums, classrooms, etc. More space. People immediately started coming into our schools, right? Because our family also have Norway. We could get the immediate medical relief, medical aid into these relief camps and other areas that were affected. Because we produce YY, snack food, water, juice, we could immediately start having हाम्रो जे खाना डिस्ट्रिब्युटर पोइन्टमा थियो we could start giving it to these schools as well as other areas. Okay? 15 days of the earthquake, our foundation built our first home, prototype home. Within 1 year, we built almost 3,000 homes for free, 55 schools, 22 digital classrooms, 20 clean water treatment plants. We built, redid a completely new village in Sindhupalchok, building 80 permanent homes, each home costing almost $20,000. And at the same time, we trained 7,000 people for carpentry, brickwork, skills development. So imagine if we did this for 1 year, imagine what we can do if we are able to leverage what we have.
मलाई एउटा सोध्नु मन लाग्यो क्या जस्तै तपाईँले पनि अरू पनि प्रोग्राममा तपाईँले भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ कि जहिले पनि भन्नुहुन्छ कि नेपालमा त्यस्तो पोटेन्सियल छ यत्रो पोटेन्सियल छ भनेर अनि अरू पनि 2-4वटा कम्पनीलाई नेपालमा एकदम सक्सेसफुल कम्पनीलाई हेर्ने हो भने जस्तै अब युनिलिभर अथवा कोका कोला आई थिङ्क दे आर ग्रोइङ एभ्री इयर घटेको त कहिल्यै छैन होइन यो चाहिँ नेपाली युथलाई कसरी बुझाउने होला कि पोटेन्सियल छ केही गर्न सकिन्छ यहाँ नै
सी त्यो युनिलिभर यिनीहरू भनेको they are successful because they have that economies of scale, that mass. If you see the return on equity, return on investment is the highest for them in the world, in Nepal. The Lagani, Nepal, and the return they've got out of it is the highest in the world. Secondly, also, Amro capital markets, it's got very limited number of mainly banks are there in the capital market. Very limited companies in the capital market. So with the amount of liquidity that you have in Nepal, you can only play around or invest in some companies in the stock market. Okay? So when you have a company like Stanchart or Unilever or Surya Tobacco, ITC or whatever, your share prices are going to go off the roof, which has no justification on the profits you're making. So I think Tapale Vanduvako perspective is that angle. But I'm talking about real opportunities at the grassroots level. Okay? Today, we have to understand that, with the use of technology, with the use of data, with the use of 4G penetration, with the use of smartphone penetration, there's a lot of ideas. You don't only have to come up fresh, but a lot of ideas you can pick up that has worked regionally that can be localized and done in Nepal, number one. Number two, why today there is nothing known as boundaries. Okay? The founder of WhatsApp was a janitor in, working somewhere who came up with WhatsApp, which is a global product. So what stops us from coming out with a global product from Nepal? The only hindrance is our mind. Okay? There are no more boundaries. So opportunities exist over there. Currently, I still tell a lot of friends, a lot of youth who come to me saying, what do? We have this idea, that idea. I keep telling them, listen, don't just jump into an idea which you might have fresh. You just come out of college, get some work experience. Someone else is investing in a company, in a particular enterprise. Learn over there. Learn at someone else's mistake or learn at someone else's expense. Use that opportunity. Number two, Make sure that you are always collaborating and meeting with like-minded people who share the same vision and idea. Okay? Number three, think big, start small. Once you have developed and once you've got even a short track record, credibility, trust me, capital is going to chase you. There are enough people wanting to put money behind successful ideas and programs. So you need to do that, is what I keep telling people.
फेरि एकछिन तपाईँकै बारेमा कुरा गरौँ, फेरि यसको बारेमा हामी फेरि आउँछौँ। तपाईँलाई कहिलेकाहीँ यो बिजनेस देखेर यो सबै हुन्छ नि, यस्तो फेमस हुनुहुन्छ जहाँ पनि मान्छेले चिन्छ, मान्छे पछि लाग्छ, कहिलेकाहीँ यो नभए हुन्थेन, म आई जस्ट वान्ट टु लिभ एज अ अर्डिनरी पर्सन जस्तो लाग्छ कहिलेकाहीँ?
Dinesh, I am an ordinary person, frankly. I don't feel I'm a famous guy, a celebrity. I don't feel like that. I consider myself, I'm an ordinary person, a normal person. I don't ever have this flair of, that, oh, I've got that sense of arrogance. Because one of the things I think our upbringing, we've been taught is, you have to be humble. You have to have that sense of humility in you. So I never had that feeling. In fact, I love one of the reasons, I really I'm enjoying talking about all of this is I'm getting your platform to connect to the youths all around the world, our Nepalese all around the world. I love engaging with people. I love meeting people. So, I don't have that flair or I don't have that sense of false arrogance of that I'm famous. I wish I need to get away from the paparazzis. I don't have that. I'm very accessible. I try meeting as many people. I love meeting people, and this is who I am.
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। सायद त्यही भएर हामी यसरी कुरा गरिरहेको छौँ है। थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फेरि पनि। अनि अब मलाई अर्को एउटा कुरा के जान्न मन लागेको क्या, जस्तै तपाईँको लाइफमा नि तपाईँले तपाईँको ड्याडबाट धेरै सिक्नुभयो कि तपाईँको हजुरबाबाट धेरै सिक्नुभयो? दुईजनै आफ्नो ठाउँमा एकदमै सक्सेसफुल हुनुहुन्थ्यो।
I learned how to be humble, humility, which means constantly, having that attitude of learning, listening, that simplicity from my grandfather. I learned how to be aggressive, reach after your goals, have that fire in your belly, be disciplined, know your priorities, be a successful entrepreneur from my father. I learned how to channelize your creativity into energy, into things like music, writing songs from my Vasant uncle. I learned how not to take your life seriously and still enjoy the journey of life from my uncle. I learned the entire aspect of being spiritual, compassionate from my teacher, from my guru, Sri Ravi Shankar, who is the founder of Art of Living. I've learned how to love, how to give back more from my daughter, my children who are there in my life. The list can go on and on. I've learned a lot from my wife, who's always, I don't know if she's seeing the show or not, but who always looks at instances and scenarios from a different perspective. Okay? And she always tells me, you're too naive, you're too optimistic, you're too this, you look at everything very positively. She looks into it differently. I've learned a lot from there. So, Dipeshji, I'm so blessed to be having so many people, not only my family, my friends, people that I meet. I've met with some very, very successful people who I've been inspired by. So I've learned so much from so many people, a little bit from everyone. Okay? And I'm trying to take the best from everyone and trying to practice that as an individual.
मलाई ठ्याक्क तपाईँको यो कुरा सुनेर मलाई के लाग्यो भने एकजनाबाट एउटा कुरा होइन, धेरैजनाबाट धेरै कुरा सिक्नुपर्छ। जहिले पनि ओपन माइन्डेड हुनुपर्छ। पोजिटिभ हुनु चाहिँ सायद धेरै सिक्नुपर्छ होला। मैले पनि जहिले पनि पोजिटिभ, तपाईँ जस्तो हुन्छ नि, जहिले पनि पोजिटिभ भइरहनलाई। एउटा कुरा चाहिँ छोरीको कुरा गर्नुभयो, मलाई मैले सुनेको क्या, तपाईँलाई सबभन्दा मनपर्ने साउन्ड मैले सुनेअनुसार है, अथवा सबभन्दा मनपर्ने म्युजिक चाहिँ के थियो भने छोरी जन्मन लागेको थियो अरे, तपाईँ हस्पिटलको अपरेसन रुमको थिएटर बाहिर हुनुहुन्थ्यो अरे, अनि थिएटरमा चाहिँ तपाईँ प्र्याक्टिस गर्दै हुनुहुन्थ्यो अरे क्या, यो लाइक थिङ्किङ कसरी छोरीलाई समात्ने, पहिलोचोटि कसरी बोक्ने भनेर। सडनली यु हर्ड छोरी रुएको क्या भित्रबाट। द्याट्स द सबभन्दा मनपर्ने, तपाईँलाई मनपर्ने साउन्ड त्यही हो अरे, सबभन्दा राम्रो म्युजिक तपाईँको लागि त्यही हो अरे, सत्य हो?
Absolutely. I think now to think about it, definitely, it's the most memorable sound, which will always stay with me. But Dipeshi, I don't know if you know, but something very funny happened that time as well. I was so excited and ecstatic that I'm having a child in my life. And तपाईँले भने जस्तै I'm practicing कसरी बोक्ने के बस्ने के गर्ने भनेर. And my wife has already forgiven me for this story, but I'll still share it with you for the first time. You know, I was going inside so I was not in the operation theater.
हो इन्टरनेटमा अलिकति उ भयो जस्तो छ फेरि
And
रिक्वेस्ट
they got the daughter back.
हजुर अलिकति इन्टरनेट अड्क्यो आई थिङ्क
Can
तपाईँ
you hear
हस्पिटलको
me?
त्यहाँ अपरेसन थिएटरको बाहिर हुनुहुन्थ्यो
म अपरेसन थिएटरको बाहिर थिएँ तर आइसियू भित्र नै थिएँ.
ए
And I was practicing, how to hold my daughter. And suddenly I heard the cry of my daughter. And I started crying. And that this kind of nostalgia or emotions, you cannot, you have to realize it yourself, okay, once you have a child. And I'm sure a lot of the
हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ दिपेशोमा म साथमा छु
giving it to the nurse, to my mother. Can you hear me?
यस अब सुन्छु
So I was giving my daughter, okay, I was giving the daughter to my mother, to the nurse, to the doctors, but taking it back and saying, look, my daughter, I'm taking photos and, sending it to everyone because all my family members were traveling. Right? So I went with my daughter to the infant ICU to put her. Ani ma फर्किने बेलामा चाहिँ I was on my phone, and I went inside the operation theater and they were taking the bed out. And I went to my wife and I was like, thank you so much, baby. This is the best gift you could have ever given me. I'm so blessed. Thank you so much. And I was holding her and sleeping. She was on the bed and I was lying on her and sleeping. And then suddenly she started to go, like, she was panicking. I was like, God damn, what's happened? Maybe she just came out of the operation theater. I was getting really panicking, saying Kibo. So then the doctors were coming on, and the doctors were like, I started asking the doctor, what's happened to my wife? What's happened to my wife? You know what the doctor told me? That's not your wife. So my wife was still in the operation theater. Maybe this was a lady going in for delivery. I didn't probably see her face, and so that I will not forget.
Yeah.
For sure. So I was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. And she was like, obviously she was going into delivery and she was furious, but that's one story I will never forget.
I was just thinking त्यो बिचरा she couldn't even say I mean हुन्छ नि को यो कहाँबाट आयो I think those are the things like अहिले सोच्दाखेरि रमाइलो हुन्छ नि anyway I hope you're enjoying the show we are really enjoying your company thank you so much फेरि एकचोटि तपाईँको यति धेरै स्टोरिजहरू सेयर गरिदिनु भएको छ हामीसँग जसले हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ उहाँलाई भनिहालौँ कि यो दिपेश सो लाइभ आउँछ हरेक मङ्गलबार हरेक बिहिबार र आइतबार दिउँसो 2 बजेतिर र अब भने म तपाईँलाई एउटा कोही कुरा भन्न चाहन्छु भने यसको एजुकेसन पार्टनर हुनुहुन्छ ए ग्लोबल र गिफ्ट मान्डु र अर्को कुरा तपाईँलाई म भनिहालौँ कि आजदेखि हामी एप्पल पडकास्टमा त्यस्तै हाम्रो पात्रोमा गुगल पडकास्टमा स्टिचरमा र स्पोटिफाईमा पनि छौँ र अब के अरे कुराकानी अगाडि बढौँ निर्माणजी यहाँ प्रकाशले के भन्दैछ थाहा छ सी वुड बी ह्याप्पियर इफ सी ओन्ली न्यू हु यु वे भनेर भन्दैछ क्या
it's again, this was on a lighter note, but some things I'll not forget. And again, that's how excited you are being a father for the first time, okay?
Exactly.
That you are, not that I don't know what my wife looked like. It was just that moment of being so overwhelmed. But this was the best thing my wife. This is the any wife or mother can give is bringing a child into this earth.
हजुर अब मलाई एउटा कुरा सोध्नु मन लाग्यो अलिकति अगाडि तपाईँ रेडियोमा एज एन आरजे पनि त काम गर्नुभयो है हाउ वाज दैट एक्सपीरियंस
That's right. It was fun. It was purely for fun. Again, we grew up listening to a lot of Aerosmith, Metallica, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and we never really got drawn into the pop music culture, right? Immediately after that, from a very young age, I was listening to a lot of electronic house music, progressive house music. But त्यो बेला चाहिँ Nepal, I don't think it was still in the hip hop culture, pop culture, and the house music culture hadn't come up. And I was so passionate about that kind of a music that I wanted to sort of through some medium make make the listeners of an FM through radio that there's also house music, electronic music, which is growing in other parts of the world that I enjoyed a lot. So how did I do that? I just reached out to a friend who owned FM station, Image FM 97.9, and I said, man, I need to do a 1 hour show and it's got to have no commercials in it. It's purely to showcase house music, and that's how the show started. But I didn't do it out of my name. I had an alias name called Transporter. Okay? So because it was trance music, so I gave the radio name Transporter. So we actually did about 100 shows. You don't want to believe this. Once a week, we did about 100 shows.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years, 1 year for sure, but taking a little break, and we did it. And I really used to look forward to that 1 hour a week. Every Friday from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, Friday ma huन्थ्यो यो show.
हजुर.
Sharing the music we like, talking about music, because deep inside that was my love for music. And त्यो share गर्नु पर्दा चाहिँ it was an amazing moment and experience at that time.
Have you ever thought यो आफ्नो म्युजिकहरु रिलिज गर्ने बारेमा? तपाईको आफ्नै स्टुडियो छ, आफै बजाउनुहुन्छ गिटार राम्रोसँग?
ठिकै बजाउँछु, but I have not thought of releasing anything. I have still not been able to spend so much time in the studio. तर मैले के गरेछु भने any time, any special occasions, के मेरो father को 60th birthday or my brother's getting married or someone's anniversary or someone's birthday, I always thought that maybe writing a song for them and coming up with a song which I've written, keeping them in mind and making a music for them, I think that's very special. So I've done that to 6-7 people. So I've got 6-7 tracks, but I mean, thinking of releasing it, I've not even thought about it. Sharing it, yes, I have shared it on some of my social media platform. But let's see, you never know, you never know.
मैले सोचिरहेको तपाईले गीत लेख्नुहुन्छ तर कति क्रिएटिभ प्रोसेस अलिकति टाइम लाग्छ, यो सो बिजी हैन, र पनि आफ्नो मान्छे मनले खाएको मान्छेको लागि त टाइम निस्किने रहेछ नि है.
See, Dipeshji, मैले सबै गीत, मैले कहाँ लेख्थेँ यो गीत? I used to be traveling so much, right?
हजुर.
The minute the aircraft went above the clouds, somehow I used to get this creative energy and zeal. And so all my songs are written in Qatar Airways letterhead, Emirates letterhead, Jet Airways letterhead. So I always get inspired and I'm able to think more clearly when the flight has just gone above the clouds. Okay? So I used to write songs only when I'm on the flight. And today, again, with the use of technology, you have such innovative musical apps that you can keep on also side by side, coming up with the right chords, the right music, the right composition. So you're able to create music really, really fast than what you could do before.
हजुर. मलाई के भन्छ जान्नु मन लागेको भन्नु मन लागेको चाहिँ मेबी त्यो प्लेनमा हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ तपाईँको अफिस तपाईँको बिजनेसबाट टाढा भएर होला क्या, त्यो भित्रबाट क्रिएटिभ त्यो जुन चाहिँ बच्चादेखिको थियो नि म्युजिकको आर्टको त्यो आउने होला क्या.
Above the cloud also nowadays you have Wi-Fi, but still you're right.
So you can't, I mean, escape anywhere. के अरे अर्को मलाई सोध्नु मन लागेको क्या, यो ड्याड उहाँले त धेरै पहिला भनौँ न वासुदेव प्रड्युस गर्नुभयो इन्टरटेनमेन्ट फिल्डमा, सबभन्दा पहिलो डिस्को नाइट क्लबै उहाँले खोल्नु भएको थियो. तपाईँलाई के छ सोच्नु भएको छ अलिकति नेपाली इन्टरटेनमेन्ट इन्डस्ट्रीतिर केही गरौँ भन्ने? किन वासुदेवको रिमेक हुने कुरा मैले सुने जस्तो लाग्छ तर त्यो ऊ भएन.
Definitely, Dipeshji, again, I'm sharing this for the first time. I've actually written a script of a movie that I want to make, of a remake of Vasudev in today's context. Vasudev, I think, jab athyo maybe 40 years ago, it was already ahead of its time in terms of the message it was giving, the good versus bad, the two characters that were portrayed. And I've where one of the characters is, on current context, how how, if you were to remake Basudev, how it could be. So I'm sure one day, again, this is in my bucket list. One day, if I'm able to sort of get more, if I'm able to prioritize this project, I want to do this as a tribute to my father's Basudev dream. But I also have a dream of one day coming up with a Netflix series on my father, on his real life. आत्मकथा हजुरले पढ्नु भएको छ कि
Oh, छ।
छैन? I think it's very interesting. I want to come up with a 3-4 part series on him on Netflix or Amazon, or maybe even create something like Netflix in Nepal. So that's also in the cards. Opening a nightclub, I think definitely not. My brother's got a lot of hotels, and he's got a lot of restaurants, all of that. So we are satisfied that okay, we have that restaurant open up. Let's just take that as a place which is reinvented his entire idea of the first nightclub in Nepal.
हजुर, हामी केही बेरमा अब केही क्वेसन्स लिन्छौँ। नो पर्सनल क्वेसन्स, म पर्सनल क्वेसन लिन्न, तर अरू केही तपाईँले सोध्नुहुन्छ भने सोध्दा हुन्छ। तर त्योभन्दा पहिला निर्वाणजीलाई मलाई एउटा कुरा सोध्नु मन लाग्यो। तपाईँले आजभन्दा 1-2 वर्ष अगाडि वेन योर ड्याड वाज इन मुम्बईको ताज होटेलमा हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ हि सेन्ट यु अ पिक्चर, त्यहाँबाट एउटा फोटो पठाउनु भयो तपाईँलाई है। आइएम सरी, यु बिजी भने म एकछिन यहाँ कुरा गर्छु, तपाईँ यु क्यान टेक इट टाइम।
Perfectly fine. Sorry, I had some important text which I had to say. Call back later. Please ask. Please go ahead. I heard you.
हजुर, मैले तपाईँलाई केही वर्ष अगाडि तपाईँको ड्याडले बम्बईबाट एउटा फोटो पठाउनु भयो, अनि त्यो फोटो वाज लाइक एकदमै मिनिङफुल थियो। त्यो फोटोको मलाई अघि तपाईँले के अरे जुन भन्नुभयो ड्याडको नेटफ्लिक्सको सिरिजमा उ गर्छु भनेर, यो घटना चाहिँ एकदमै हाइलाइट हुन्छ होला कि एउटा होल के भन्छ के अरे एउटा एपिसोडै यो घटनामा हुन्छ होला क्या। प्लिज वुड यु माइन्ड सेयरिङ अस विथ द्याट स्टोरी?
सो मेरो बुवाको आत्मकथामा नै उहाँले के भन्नुभएको थियो भने, अब growing up, he had a completely different lifestyle and priorities as to what my grandfather wanted him to have. My grandfather had a heart attack when my father was very, very young, maybe I think 1920. And all of a sudden, my father had plans of going and completing his chartered accountancy. But overnight, again, being the eldest in his siblings, my grandfather wanted him to now manage the business that my grandfather had started. And I don't think my father really wanted to do that. His idea maybe was to maybe get into the movie business or acting, music, all of that. My father was very, very sad. My grandfather was okay at that time, but very sad that he had to make an immediate switch into his goals that he had, all of that. So he told my grandfather that मलाई एकचोटि तपाईँ बम्बे पठाइदिनु, मलाई I want to fulfill my dream of seeing the Bollywood celebrities, all of that. And so my grandfather didn't say anything at that time. So my father, I remember, was very, very sad. Okay, that one thing I asked my father and he didn't fulfill it. But, we were not a very well-to-do family that he could just issue an airline ticket and give it to my father. He had to save money to buy the airline ticket, find the right place where my father would stay, all of that. And after 2 months, he came with the airline ticket and told my father, okay, I've arranged your ticket, go to Bombay, live your dream, but after you come back, you got to join the family business. So when my father went to Bombay with one of his one of his colleagues, he said, where do I see these Bollywood actors? किनभने पहिला धेरै अगाडि अरुण इम्पोरियम भनेको मेरो ग्रान्डफादरले सुरु गर्नुभएको स्टोरमा Devanand आइराख्नुहुन्थ्यो कि. He was overwhelmed by Devanand that time. So I think maybe with that kind of a mindset, he wanted to go and experience and see the Bollywood fraternity firsthand. And उहाँले चाहिँ आफ्नो कोलिगलाई सोध्ने बेला where do we go? He said, सबै बलिउड स्टार्सहरू त ताज होटल आउँछ, त्यस कारणले हामीहरू इन्डिया गेट जाउँ, ठ्याक्क ताज होटल अगाडि त्यहाँ उभु अनि त्यहाँ लेट्स सी whoever comes in है. So morning they went and my father was staying in a त्यो एउटा 5 तलाको घरको रूफटपमा के. He said, I don't care where I stay as long as I get to see some Bollywood stars. So he's this young rebel, एकदमै fashion नेपालमा हुर्केको, challenging the status quo mentality भएको केटा. And he goes there and his colleague says, ल अब यही बस्नु, यही उभु, त्यो कोही आयो भने टाढाबाट हामीहरू हेरौँला who goes inside the hotel. So my father said, why do I have to stand out? I also want to go inside the hotel. So he said, no, 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 this hotel is only for very big people. Let us stay outside only. So my father just went inside and, at the door, there was a big security guy with a big mustache. Taj Hotel, mein aile pani cha ke. And stopped my father saying, कहाँ जा रहे हो तुम? कहाँ जा रहे हो? चलो निकलो निकलो निकलो. My father said, क्यों नहीं जा सकते हम लोग अंदर? नहीं नहीं नहीं, चलो निकलो. So my father locked his eyes into his for maybe 5 seconds. And I think that was a major, major turning point in his life. He went back to his colleague and said, let's go back to Kathmandu today. And from that day, it's non-stop for him. So, we've been partners of Taj for the last 20 years. Not few years ago, he sent me this photo, but a lot of times we've had this conversation. But I think 5-6 years ago, he sent me a photo of the exact spot where he was in India Gate Adadi, where he was looking at the Bollywood star. And in the photo, he was saying, son, today I'm always staying at the presidential suites of all hotels. We're the largest partners of Taj. I have dozen of cars at my disposal. I have dozen of people always with me. But I have not forgotten my roots. I have not forgotten that a Nepali company had a Nepali individual. He always says, a small man from a small country with big dreams. That Indian company, बाहिरको company नेपालमा आएर गर्न सक्छ, हामीहरु किन सक्दैनौं?
Exactly.
Individualहरु यहाँ आएर पैसा कमाउन सक्छ, नाम कमाउन सक्छ, हामीहरु किन सक्दैनौं नेपाली भएर? So, Dipesh, when I came to Australia, I know of some friends in Australia. It makes me so proud when I hear of some of my friends who are there in Australia that are doing so well for themselves, so well for our community, and they're keeping the name of our country so high. Okay? They're making us all proud. So these things makes me really proud. And this is another reason why I love engaging with such to people who are making Nepal proud by saying thank you for doing this for us.
Thank you so much. हामीले त जति थ्याङ्क यू भने पनि पुग्दैन तपाईँलाई है. र एउटा कुरा सोध्नु मन लाग्यो क्या, तपाईँ र तपाईँको ड्याडको बिचको रिलेसन कस्तो छ? अफिसमा त अभियसली बस र हुन्छ होला होइन, तर घरमा कतिको भेट हुन्छ?
Dipesh, we have, I would say I've been working in the group formally for 18 वर्ष भइसक्यो अहिले. I would say 12 years, we've had a very, very professional relationship. I would say 80% as someone who's a founder of a company and someone who's part of the company, and 20% as a father-son. I think that equation has now become, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, had become maybe 60 boss, 40 father-son. Today, that equation has become 30 boss, 70% father and son. Why that has happened is, Dipesh, 5 years ago or maybe 6 years ago, we as a family used to have a meal, one meal every year. Dasaiko belama ke, Diwali ko belama. Everyone was so busy, traveling, this and that. After we all got married, there were 4 boys, that means my father, me and my 2 brothers, and my mother. So 1 female in the family, 4 males. Today, we have 9 females, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 females and 7 males. So the gender balance has gone more in the favor of females. But because of the grandchildren that have come in, the minute they finish their school, Siddha, Hazurba, Hazurama ko ghar. Right after that, the wives go there. That means as soon as we finish our work, we are there. So now we are hanging out as a family maybe 4 or 5 times a week. So our bonding as a family has become closer. We are more engaged towards talking about family life, about our personal life. So that's been the shift towards the relationship between my father and me. Also, obviously, because he's focusing a lot on many different things beyond our group. So our level of engagement, because he's busy at work, I'm busy at work, we spend time when we meet talking about work, but we're also spending more time about non-work related stuff as well.
हजुर, मलाई अर्को एउटा जान्न मन लागेको चाहिँ, हाउ रिलिजियस आर यु? भगवान कतिको विश्वास गर्नुहुन्छ?
Absolutely, Dipesh. There's kunse Bhagwan, kunse religion. I don't have any such biasness towards any religion. I always feel, and I'm a strong believer that definitely there's a superior being who's created this planet, created all of us. But the real essence of having a भनौँ न एउटा unknown force, God, is a conscience within us. I'm a firm believer that the energy, the vibration, the frequency we are able to generate amongst us, the conscience that is talking to us within ourselves, is the God that we relate to today, is my belief. Having said that, I really, really, really look up to my guru, Sri Ravi Shankar. I really, try to follow and practice his teachings, which are not religious but more in line with spirituality. Okay? And spirituality is all about a way of life, being a good human being, doing good, not harming others, etc. So I believe more in the lines of a way of life rather than a particular religion.
Because यहाँ एउटा क्वेसन आएको छ क्या, त्यही मैले तपाईँलाई सोध्नु लागेको, वाट डु यु वान्ट पिपल टु रिमेम्बर यु वेन यु लिभ दिस वर्ल्ड भनेर सोध्नुहुन्छ क्या. एक न एक दिन त हामी सबै जानै छ होइन. उहाँको नाम पनि निर्वाणा संसार रहेछ.
Dipesh, I am very, very clear from a very, very long time. There are two things I want to do. Number one, I want people in the world to know that a Nepali who runs a Nepali company has been successful in making a Nepali company into a world-class company. I want a Nepali company to be going to New York Stock Exchange and ringing the bell, and people to know that a Nepali company did that. I want the world to know that a Nepali corporate was able to take Nepali products and its people and its ideas and its dream all over the world. In terms of numbers, I have vision, I have a particular goal. But what drives me for all of this, what I want to be remembered for, I've always tried to develop a sense of compassion within myself. Okay? But even when you're talking about being compassionate, after my daughter was born, I think during the same time, you're hearing of, young girls, small girls getting raped, especially in India and our part of the world. Children, girl child especially, not having adequate education, access to education, access to health. I am driven by the fact that one day I want to be able to set up a world-class pediatric hospital providing free health for children, especially girl child. I want to be able to open up schools for providing free education for girl child. I want to be able to lobby and bring a closure and be a strong voice against girl child security. I want to go after people who commit such sins and such shameful acts of rape and violence towards girls. I'm really moved by that. Okay? So how am I going to do something with it? By creating wealth. If I'm able to create my own wealth, then I can have that ammunition and that resources to do something for my cause. So that's what I'm driven by, and that's what I want to be remembered of, someone who made an effort to put a stop in this biasness, in this injustice, in this inequality. He made a difference in helping the people's lives. This is what I want to be remembered for.
All the best, good luck. हामी सबैको शुभकामना तपाईँलाई. एकदम राम्रो विचार र तपाईँले जसरी सोच्नु भएको छ त्यसरी हामी सबैले सोच्यौँ भने पक्कै पनि यो संसार अझ राम्रो हुनेछ. अर्को क्वेसन, म एक दुईवटा क्वेसन लिँदैछु निर्वाणजी. दिस इज Meena Gautam's question. My question: we live in a stereotype society where every child has been only programmed for success by parents but has not been trained for handling failures. What advice you would like to give to today's generation on to what extent success matters and how we can teach them how money works instead of teaching them work only for money?
I think, the way I learned about how money works is understanding the value of money, right? Unless you got to really be able to instill values in your children. And one of the important traits is teaching them the value of money. Okay? If you want them to know how to make money and how to spend money, understanding the value of money is very, very important. The second thing is that, Paila, the way our upbringing is, or our parents' upbringing is, that when you grow up, you'll be a engineer or a doctor or a XYZ. The career was already chosen for you, and then you are moving towards actualizing that career, right? That entire thinking pattern, I think, has evolved so fast that today, even if you want to force our children to say, you better be successful, you be this, I don't think that's going to work. We have to be able to just define, just share with them the right values, help them differentiate what's right and what's wrong, what's good for them and what's not, and then let them to think for themselves. Because if we are going today in that kids, shooting an arrow in the dark room, but our responsibility of walking with them as a friend, guiding with them, making them feel that they have a mentor, they have always someone who's guiding them, giving them the right advice. I think that's the correct way for helping them to grow in their life from a very young age. That's what I'm doing to my children. I hope it works for you.
Thank you so much. Actually, she's my wife. त्यो चाहिँ मेरो छोराको लागि सोधेको. I've got a 9-year-old. He's really passionate about soccer. एउटा अर्को एउटा क्वेसन लिन्छु ल. एउटा अर्को चाहिँ what is mindset to you? What sort of mindset you have created to loop your daily activities भनेर लक्ष्मण काफ्लेले सोध्दै हुनुहुन्छ.
I'm very clear in my mind in terms of the priorities I have. That means if I'm spending time with my children, it's my time with my children. If I'm with my wife, it's with my wife. If it's my family, it's with my family. If I'm making music, it's making music. Apart from that, if it's about my work, if it's about the various things I need to do about my work, I am just driven by the fact that till the time I do not find a solution for that problem I'm going through my work, I am going to go at it. So unless I get that off my mind, I'm just going completely at it. I use a lot of technology. So for things that I need to do for myself, for my work, I sort of have different folders in my app, which is available in any phone, for things I need to do, priority I need to do. I flag them out. I constantly look at it every 1 hour, immediately make sure that I'm result oriented. I'm solving issues. I'm solving problems. I'm going one step ahead of my dreams, of my plans, of my action. That's how I'm moving forward every day. And that's what goes in my head all the time. That's why this show, that the 90 minutes time is getting over, now my other priorities and thinking is already kicking in. But no pressure to you, Dipesh. We can still go on with a few more questions, no problem.
There's one more, Kamal Laminchane. उहाँले चाहिँ CG Group has invested in all areas, be it in food, hospital, education, beverage, hotels, and many more. Do you have any plans for having commercial passenger airlines like CG Airline भनेर सोध्नु भएको छ?
Kamalji, we guys, you don't want to believe this, but we actually had a MOU with one of the most successful airline companies in the world to start off with 5 aircrafts, go on for another 6 aircrafts, so a fleet of 11 aircrafts. Because, Nepal Airlines was going through a really rough time, and we were always thinking that, हाम्रो आफ्नै देशकै national carrier should be good. Like you have in Hong Kong, you have Cathay Pacific, which is not a state-owned aircraft, but people relate Cathay Pacific to a Hong Kong Airlines. So we've been always wanting to do that, but because we were engaged in so many different activities and the timing wasn't right, sometimes when you're trying to engage in a sector like aviation, there were so many roadblocks in terms of licenses, the fees to the licenses, as if there were roadblocks and hurdles created to ensure that we don't come into the sector. We've had other experiences in other sectors, but one thing a friend of mine told me was, the fastest way of becoming a millionaire is by telling a billionaire to start an airline industry. You become a millionaire the fastest. So it's an industry we've not really understood, but we know there's potential, but I don't think now we have any plans at all.
अर्को क्वेसन छ, CG टेलिकम के हुँदैछ? रबिन राउत इटरीबाट हुनुहुन्छ. त्यसै यो CG टेलिकमको बारेमा धेरै सोध्नु भएको छ. सुमन खरेल हुनुहुन्छ, अरु पनि थुप्रै सोध्दै हुनुहुन्छ. के भन्नुहुन्छ कि CG टेलिकमको बारेमा?
CG टेलिकमको बारेमा दिपेशजी मैले तपाईसँग कुरा गर्न थाले भने I think we'll need 2-3 more shows. But I have been a firm believer, my father, our group has been a firm believer for the last 10 years that yadi amne amro country ma, if we have to create a new economy, if we have to help bridge that digital divide, if we have to open up the digital economy, it has to be through a telecom infrastructure. As a Nepalma, duita players. One is state-owned company, one is 100% foreign FDI, who's got 70% margin, unheard of in the world. 70% margin. Nepal has the lowest smartphone penetration rate. Nepal has the lowest 4G penetration rate. We've not even crossed 20%. Nepal's average revenue per user is amongst the highest in the region. Nepal's data cost is amongst the highest in the region. Why is all this happening? Their telecom licenses given to 3 other companies last 5 years. Why haven't they come? Because there is no real intention of anyone to come. Everyone is getting swayed in with, hey, my license, eti ma betsu. No one is a serious player to coming in saying that we are there to get into the business and make a difference to the sector because we believe in it. Today, and my father has said this, I've said this, the kind of technology that exists today, our plan is to come up with a 5G ready network. Voice is free everywhere. What are we talking about charging voice? Our data cost has to be at least half. Our data speed has to be at least 4 times. I mean, why are we not giving the right product and services to the people of our country that they deserve at the right price? Why are we not making it affordable? That's why, 65% of our population is still unbanked. आज तपाईँ हेर्नु इन्डियामा जियोको इक्जाम्पल लिन्छौँ हामीले जियोलाई पनि यसरी गरेर छेकेर 7 वर्षसम्म कसले पनि आउनु दिएन बट वन्स दे केम वेयर इज जियो टुडे एन्ड वेयर इज द रेस्ट अफ द टेलिकम अपरेटर्स we will not give up in this telecom venture. We are going to start this. It's a matter of time. It'll be too premature for me to give you some good news, but we are already working towards certain different aspects in telecom industry to be rolled out very soon. But the day we come out with this, it will be to change the life of people and to get the products and services at the affordable price that they deserve to get for the last 10 years. Exactly. A Nepali company will show that we can do this.
Oh. All the best. चाँडैभन्दा चाँडै सुन्न पाऊँ सिजी टेलिकमको बारेमा एउटा कुरा सोध्छु ल यहाँ सुरज केसीले पनि लन्डनबाट सोध्दै हुनुहुन्छ हाउ हार्ड इज इट टु डिल विथ नेपालिज गभर्मेन्ट टु रन यो बिजनेस स्मुथली भनेर तर मलाई चाहिँ तपाईँसँग मात्र होइन नेपालमा बिजनेस गर्न कतिको सजिलो छ भनेर सोध्दै हुनुहुन्छ क्या
It is challenging. It's very, very challenging. You have to be able to engage yourself not only at the political level but at the bureaucracy level. It's impossible. What I would like to say is 50% of the bureaucrats and the politicians really have that desire and that will to see the economy growing, the youth doing new things, the business sector growing. I think now they've realized also more that ahileको बेलामा अहिले post budget हाम्रो countryमा our revenue is not even 25 arba and our expenses is 60 arba. So unless the private sector starts moving in, you'll not be able to generate that gap in the form of taxes and different collection. So I think they've started to realize that. So you have 50% of the people who see that into prosperity, but it is difficult working with the 50% of the people because I think they lose out the sight of a larger picture. In the process of counting the trees, you miss out on the forest. I think maybe it's their lack of understanding what we are trying to do, or maybe they don't want to see you do that, is what I would categorize the 50% people. So you have to continuously engage with them. And a lot of the people also start changing their views. It is difficult, it is challenging, but it's not impossible. You have to be at it. Like I spend at least 50% of my time engaging with government stakeholders and different stakeholders and trying to work with them in getting our businesses forward in terms of policies, in terms of not for our business but in the industry in general. I'm spending a lot of my time in CNI, Confederation of Nepalese Industries, for our economic stakeholders. So you have to continuously engage with them, and these are one of the challenges of a developing country, emerging market. And you have to be, since you are one of the stakeholders, you have to work closely in molding that policies to the right way, okay? Which is long-term, sustainable. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, thank you so much. मलाई एउटा कुरा जान्न मन लागेको क्या, अब चाहिँ सिजीको बारेमा पनि कुरा नगरौँ, तपाईँको बारेमा, मेरो बारेमा होइन, लेट्स टक अबाउट नेपाल. नेपाल हामी सबैलाई थाहा छ, रियालिटी इज हामी एकदमै गरिब छौँ, हामी पिछडिएको छौँ, वी आर स्टिल अन्डर डेभलप्ड होइन. के गरी हामीले नेपाल 2.0 बनाउनु पऱ्यो होइन, नयाँ नेपाल बनाउनु पऱ्यो 2.0 भने कहाँबाट स्टार्ट गर्ने? तपाईँलाई कस्तो लाग्छ, तपाईँको एक्सपिरियन्सले के भन्छ, कहाँबाट स्टार्ट गर्ने, कहाँ चाहिँ नेपालको सुरु गरौँ अब अगाडि लानलाई? नेपालको बारेमा कुरा गरौँ एकैछिन.
It's a very easy question, Dipesh. The
हजुर.
first step into creating Nepal 2.0 is first changing our mindset. We need to have the right leadership who know what is right for Nepal, what are the strengths of Nepal. नेपाललाई हाम्रो इनहेरेन्ट सेक्टर्सलाई कसरी हामीले कम्पेरिटिभ एडभान्टेज गरेर बढाउन सक्छौँ, हामीले हाउ वी क्यान टेक एडभान्टेज अफ आवर sectors that we keep talking about, hydro, etc., etc. I mean, let me give you a small example. India-Nepal corridor itself requires 30,000 megawatt. We are producing not even 2,000 megawatt. Okay, our capacity is 120,000 megawatt. I mean, Bhutan survives primarily on the electricity it sells to its neighbors. We are industry can change the face of our country. But why isn't that happening? Because we need the right leadership on both the sides to make that happen. There are dozen sectors which we can capitalize on, which we can, position it properly to accelerate the performance growth of Nepal.
मलाई एउटा कुरा भन्न मन लाग्यो क्या, जस्तै म डिजिटल मार्केटिङ सम्बन्धी काम गर्छु. आई बिन वर्किङ फर डिजिटल मार्केटिङ फर लास्ट 12 इयर्स यहाँ चाहिँ होइन. यो नेपालको सर्च चाहिँ गुगलमा अलमोस्ट फ्यु मिलियन हुन्छ क्या, नेपाल र नेपालको बारेमा होइन, गुगलमा सर्च हुन्छ. तर नेपालको बारेमा जान्ने एउटा राम्रो प्रपर वेबसाइट पनि छैन रहेछ क्या. जुन टुरिस्टहरू नेपाल आउन चाहन्छ उनीहरूलाई चाहिँ सगरमाथा र चितवन बाहेक अरू पनि त केही त चाहियो नि. नेपालमा धेरै चिज छ नि, एडभेन्चर स्पोर्ट्सदेखि, तर प्रपर एउटा वेबसाइट छैन जहाँ चाहिँ सबै कुरा पाओस् क्या. हामीले अब खोज्न नसकेको हो कि अब के गर्न नसकेको हो होइन. तर यो सबै कुरा तपाईँले भन्नुभएको जस्तो सबै कुरा मिलाएर पहिला यहाँबाट सुरु गर्नु पऱ्यो, हामी पोजिटिभ हुनु पऱ्यो. तर त्यो सबै तपाईँ कसरी पोजिटिभ हुन सक्नुहुन्छ? यु आर सो पोजिटिभ अल द टाइम. तपाईँको अरू पनि इन्टरभ्युजहरू मैले कति हेरेँ, जहाँ पनि गऱ्यो हामीसँग यो छ यो छ यो छ. दिक्क लाग्दैन कहिलेकाहीँ काठमाडौँको धुवा धुलो देखेर? यु सेड सिजी टेलिकमलाई 10 इयर्स भइसक्यो लागेको, अहिलेसम्म लाइसेन्स दिएको छैन, सबै कुरा कम्प्लिट छ, दिक्क लाग्दैन भने कहिलेकाहीँ? एन्ड यु सेड यु जस्ट अ ह्युमन, दिक्क लाग्नुपर्ने हो नि है?
See, yes, you do get frustrated. You do get frustrated, but what you do with that frustration is what is the key. Okay? Frustration is an energy. Okay? It's such a strong negative energy. If you have that ability to transform that frustration into positive of doing good, the result will be 10 times more. म तपाईँलाई एक्जाम्पल दिन्छु नि. मैले तपाईँलाई भने नि मेरो बुवाको बारेमा कि के अरे when he went and stood in front of that doorman in front of Taj Hotel, and that doorman and him had that 5 seconds of eye to eye, that level of anger that had in him. It required him 5 seconds of anger and frustration to become the person he is today. Something fueled his energy. So the way I see it is, yes, it is frustrating. Yes, it is challenging. But I mean, if I tell myself, how will I be able to, fulfill my dreams? How will I be able to fulfill my dream of, creating the biggest children's hospital? How will I be able to do that? So you have to look at what drives you. You have to learn from channelizing your frustration and go at it again.
तपाईँलाई एकदम ढिलो भएछ छ, अब म धेरै राख्दिनँ. अहिले पनि म तपाईँलाई एउटा क्वेसन सोध्छु. तपाईँको बच्चालाई, तपाईँको चिल्ड्रेनलाई भनौँ न, फिलान्थ्रोपीको बारेमा अहिलेदेखि के सिकाउँदै हुनुहुन्छ? किनभने तपाईँको ग्रुप मात्र होइन, तपाईँ आफै पनि गर्नुहुन्छ व्यक्तिगत रूपमा, मलाई त्यो पनि थाहा छ. बच्चालाई कसरी सिकाउँदै हुनुहुन्छ?
दिपेशजी, there's this concept called Maitri, which exists especially in our part of the world, especially in Nepal. नेपालमा सबैले भन्छ नि, we are a very God fearing country, we really respect our elders. So the first start of philanthropy starts with being a good human being. Then it comes about understanding what needs to be done. Then it talks about creating resources. Then it talks about giving back those resources, right? But before all of that is, before you become a good human being, is creating the right environment for your children. Developing a sense of maitri भन्छ कि कुनै कुनै कन्टेक्स्टमा I think they talk about the Kabbalah also भन्छ. So when you are instilling maitri into your children, the values you are instilling with them right at the beginning, like I'll give you a small example. There was a small kid, my daughter is 4 years old. There was a small kid who bit my daughter's hand in school. I got so upset. I was telling my daughter, I told the teachers and all, apologize, obviously they're small children, but as a father I got so upset. So I was teaching my daughter some karate moves. I'm like, baby, if someone comes like this, you go like that, and chop like that. And she told me, why, Papa? He's still a small child and he's a friend of mine and he's already said sorry. And I keep telling about self-discipline, like, no, Papa, we've got to love them. They're my friends. How can I say hit them? To me, that is the value you got to instill in your children. With my daughter, it's come up maybe because of the environment she's in. But if you want her to become compassionate, philanthropic, given, you got to, at this age, set the right environment for them. Okay? When they're growing up in the right environment, then the other things will proceed.
पक्कै पनि सायद हाम्रो नेपालको भविष्य पनि हाम्रै बच्चाहरूमा निर्भर छ। नेपालको भविष्य यदि हामी बनाउन चाहन्छौँ भने हाम्रो बच्चाहरूलाई राम्रो कुरा सिकाउँ अहिलेदेखि नै। र यो भन्दै अब निर्माणजीलाई धेरै नराखौँ। निर्माणजी, दिपेश सोमा आइदिनु भएकोमा धेरै 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 धन्यवाद। र हामीले चाहिँ यो सोमा आउने हाम्रो गेस्टहरूलाई हामीले एउटा सानो गिफ्टको व्यवस्था गरेको छौँ। हामी तपाईँको अफिसमा पठाइदिन्छौँ, प्लिज स्वीकार गरिदिनु होला। giftmandu.com ले तपाईँलाई त्यो गिफ्ट ल्याइदिन्छ। र अन्तमा जसले हामीलाई हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ संसारभरिबाट, झन्डै 730-700 कतिजना हुनुहुन्छ युट्युब, ट्विटर र फेसबुकमा लाइभमा, उहाँहरूलाई के भन्न चाहनुहुन्छ, केही सन्देश दिन चाहनुहुन्छ?
Firstly, thank you, Dipeshji, malai boलाउनु भयो. This is, I think, one of the first time I'm really sharing a lot about myself. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Things that I really that is close to my heart. I just want to be able to say that, actually, एउटा beach छ नि, like in Sydney you have the Bondi Beach, right? So Bondi Beach, there was a guy who was running up and down alone, okay, in the beach, and there were thousands of live seashells coming in the shore, and this guy was picking a live seashell and throwing it back in the water. अनि एउटा टाढाबाट एउटा मान्छेले हेरेको थियो कि what is this guy doing? So he goes up to him and saying, yeah, what difference will it make? यहाँ त हजारौँवटा लाइभ सिसिएल छ, तिमीले एउटा फ्याँकेर बचाउन ट्राई गरिरहेको छु, what difference will it make, man? भनेर भन्यो कि he picked up the one live seashell and said, it makes a difference to this one. So that's why I want to be able to say, don't forget, each of you make a difference to someone. Keep doing whatever you're doing with your heart and your soul. Make Nepal proud. We are proud of you. And don't take life too seriously. In this journey of life, learn to smile and have fun. Thank you, Dipeshji.
Thank you so much. I just want to request last thing. I really love gundruk, and we don't get gundruk ko flavor ko why in Sydney.
I'll take note of that.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, Nirvanji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dipeshji, and thank you all for listening to me. So happy to share and have fun. God bless.
Thanks. त हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ दिपेश शोमा, म दिपेश साथमै छु। अब भने हामी एकैछिन म तपाईँसँग बसेर कुरा गर्छु र निर्वाणजी हुनुहुन्थ्यो। निर्वाणजी हामीसँग निकै बेर कुरा गर्नुभयो, त्यसको लागि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। र अब भने को हुनुहुन्छ, के गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ, त्यसको बारेमा कुरा गरौँ। निर्वाणा संसार लन्डनबाट हुनुहुन्छ, रोहित गुरुङ हुँदो रहेछ होइन, त्यसपछि यहाँ दिवाकर भुजेल हुनुहुँदो रहेछ, अरू को हुनुहुन्छ हेर्नु है त, प्रिन्स आरन्ट हुनुहुन्छ, साउदी अरबबाट जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई। त्यसपछि कलिम गुरु लक्ष्मण काफ्ले हुनुहुन्छ, मिना गौतम श्रेष्ठ, सुदन नेउपाने, अन्जु हुनुहुन्छ, निर्वाणा संसार, त्यसपछि अरू को हुनुहुन्छ सबैजना लेख्नु होला। र आज भने भर्खरै जोइन गर्नुभएको हो भन्ने चाहिँ म तपाईँलाई एउटा कुरा भनिहालौँ। आजदेखि दिपेश सो के भएको छ थाहा छ? आजदेखि दिपेश सो चाहिँ पडकास्टमा पनि आएको छ। पडकास्ट कहाँ सबभन्दा पहिला हाम्रो पात्रको सन्तोष देवकोटाजीलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। म्यानेजिङ डाइरेक्टर हुनुहुन्छ सन्तोष देवकोटाजी। सन्तोषजीले गरेर अबदेखि चाहिँ हाम्रो पात्रो एपमा पनि अडियोको रूपमा पनि हामी छौँ र अडियोको रूपमा त्यहाँ बसेर चाहिँ हामी हाम्रो पात्रोमा तपाईँले चाहिँ सुन्न सक्नुहुन्छ। तपाईँ हाम्रो पात्रोको एपमा जानुहोस्, एन्ड्रोइड होस् या iOS, त्यहाँ गएर चाहिँ अडियोमा क्लिक गर्नुहोस् र त्यहाँ चाहिँ पडकास्टहरू छ। त्यहाँ फिचर पडकास्टमा चाहिँ हाम्रो दिपेश शो त्यहाँ उपलब्ध छ। त्यति मात्र होइन, यदि तपाईँ आइफोन चलाउनुहुन्छ भने एप्पल पडकास्ट भन्नेमा गएर द दिपेश शो सर्च गर्नुहोस्, त्यहाँ पनि उपलब्ध छ। द दिपेश शो चाहिँ एउटै बिचमा ग्याप छैन, THE अनि दिपेश शो होइन। त्यो दिपेश शो चाहिँ तपाईँले हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। र त्यस्तै तपाईँ यदि एन्ड्रोइड चलाउनुहुन्छ भने गुगल पडकास्टमा जानुहोस्, त्यहाँ गएर पनि तपाईँले दिपेश शो डाउनलोड गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। र अर्को चाहिँ स्टिचर एउटा पडकास्टको क्लाइन्ट हो, स्टिचरमा पनि गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। यदि तपाईँ यो सबै चलाउनुहुन्न, तपाईँ स्पोटिफाई चलाउनुहुन्छ भने स्पोटिफाईमा पनि द दिपेश शो उपलब्ध छ। तर दिपेश शो भने यी पडकास्टको प्लेटफर्महरूमा लाइभ हुँदैन। लाइभ चाहिँ हामी खालि फेसबुकमा, ट्विटरमा र युट्युबमा गर्छौँ। र यो भन्दै अब म एकैछिन तपाईँसँग बसेर कुरा गर्छु। सबभन्दा पहिला म के भन्न चाहन्छु भने AE ग्लोबललाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। AE ग्लोबल सिडनीमा अवस्थित एउटा एजुकेसन कन्सल्टेन्सी हो। हाम्रो एजुकेसन पार्टनर AE ग्लोबलले हामीलाई धेरै धेरै सहयोग गर्नुहुन्छ र उहाँहरूको अहिले स्कलरसिप चलिरहेको छ। यदि तपाईँ सिडनीमा हुनुहुन्छ भने र तपाईँ कलेज चेन्ज गर्ने सोच्दै हुनुहुन्छ, तपाईँ कोर्सको बारेमा सोच्दै हुनुहुन्छ र तपाईँ यहाँ सिडनीमा आएर अथवा अस्ट्रेलिया आएर करियर बनाउने सोच्दै हुनुहुन्छ, तपाईँ जे पढ्न मन लागेको छ, जे बन्न मन लागेको छ, जे सपना छ त्यो पुरा गर्ने सोच्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने AE ग्लोबललाई सम्झनु होला। AE ग्लोबलको फेसबुक पेज लाइक गर्नुहोला। र त्यस्तै यदि तपाईँ बाहिर हुनुहुन्छ र नेपालमा भएको आफन्तलाई केही गिफ्ट पठाउन चाहनुहुन्छ भने giftmando.com नबिर्सिनु होला। र यदि तपाईँ बिजनेस गर्नुहुन्छ र तपाईँ 18 देखि 44 वर्षको लागि, हुन त हाम्रो प्रोग्राम धेरैले हेर्नुहुन्छ, 60, 65, 75 वर्षसम्म हेर्नुहुन्छ, तल पनि बच्चाले हेर्नुहुन्छ, तर मेनली 18 देखि 45 सम्म तपाईँको टार्गेट मार्केट हो। र त्यो टार्गेट मार्केटमा चाहिँ तपाईँ हामीसँग जोडिन चाहनुहुन्छ र त्यो टार्गेट मार्केटसँगै हामीसँग जान चाहनुहुन्छ भने तपाईँले के गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ, तपाईँले चाहिँ हामीसँग जोडिन सक्नुहुन्छ। हामीलाई साथ तपाईँले त्यो टार्गेट मार्केटमा पुग्न सक्नुहुन्छ। र यो शोमा कसरी साथ दिने 2-3वटा तरिका छ। सबभन्दा पहिला सुजिल शाहीलाई धन्यवाद 100 स्टार्सको लागि। यदि तपाईँ पनि सहयोग गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने स्टार्स पठाउन नबिर्सिनु होला। तपाईँको कमेन्टको साइडमा देयर इज अ स्टारको साइन, त्यो स्टार्स पठाउन नबिर्सिनु होला। र अब चाहिँ स्टार्स पठाउनुको मैले भनिहालेँ, स्टार्स पठाउन नबिर्सिनु होला। सुजिल शाहीलाई 100 स्टार्सको लागि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। र सबभन्दा ठुलो कुरा चाहिँ हेरिदिनु भएकोमा धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। यदि तपाईँ केही स्टार्स पठाउन सक्नुहुन्न भने सेयर गर्न नबिर्सिनु होला। र तपाईँलाई थाहा छ हाम्रो यति धेरै दर्शकहरूले हामीले हेर्नुहुन्छ, यति धेरै श्रोताहरूले हामीलाई माया गर्नुहुन्छ, तर 70% हाम्रो दर्शक श्रोताहरूले हाम्रो पेज लाइक गर्नुभएको छैन, युट्युबमा सब्सक्राइब गर्नुभएको छैन, ट्विटरमा हामीलाई फलो गर्नुभएको छैन। र यो भन्दै अब यहाँ को हुनुहुन्छ हेर्नु है त। कलिम गुरुङ हुनुहुन्छ, त्यसपछि सुरक्षा भण्डारी हुनुहुन्छ, रविन रावत धेरै धेरै बधाई, धन्यवाद रविनजी। सुरक्षा भण्डारी म पनि छु है दाई भन्छ सुरक्षाजी, थ्याङ्क यू सो मच तपाईँ पनि हुनुभएकोमा। त्यसपछि मिना छ, विनय कुइकेल वाचिङ फ्रम अफिस वाइल वर्किङ भन्दै हुन्छ। तपाईँलाई तपाईँको बसले गाली गर्ला है फेरि, अब यु क्यान लिसन वाच भन्दा पनि होइन। निरन श्रेष्ठ वाउ नाइस। प्रकाश रसाइले कङ्ग्रेचुलेसन्स दाइ, यु डिड इट, थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। इट्स नट मी प्रकाश, इट्स अल द टिम। हामी सानो टिम छौँ, हामी टिम मिलेर हामी सबैजना चाहिँ लागिरहेका छौँ। मोस खा, इट्स भेरी गुड सो, थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। रविन राउत काम गर्दै हेर्दै, गुड टु नो निर्वाणा संसार। त्यसपछि गुड एक्सप्लेनेसन विथ एक्जाम्पल्स भनेर निर्वाणाजीलाई भन्नुभएकोलाई थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। त्यसपछि अरू दिवाकर भुजेलजी, रोहित गुरुङ हुनुहुन्छ, अरू को हुनुहुन्छ। त्यसपछि यहाँ अस्ट्रेलियामा 2जना नेपालीले त्यहाँको वृद्धालाई ठगेको समाचार आएको थियो। खेम गुरुङजी, म तपाईँलाई एउटा कुरा भन्छु ल, समाचार आएको थियो स्पेसली यहाँको मात्र होइन, सायद संसारभरि नै त्यस्तो हुन्छ होला। जस्तै कोही मान्छेले केही नराम्रो काम गर्यो अथवा पुलिसले समात्यो भने नराम्रो काम गर्यो भनेर प्रमाणित भएको होइन, पुलिसले समातेको चाहिँ आरोप लगाएको। उनीहरूलाई अहिलेसम्म आरोप लागेको छ कि त्यो 2जना व्यक्तिहरूले एउटा वृद्धलाई ठगेको आरोप मात्रै हो। र त्यो आरोप अब पुलिसले के गर्छ, प्रमाणहरू जुटाउँछ र अदालतमा लान्छ। अदालतमा लगिसकेपछि अहिलेसम्म उनीहरू आरोपित मात्र हो। मैले जो कोहीलाई पनि आरोप लगाउन सक्छु, तैँले यस्तो गरेको हो भनेर प्रश्न सोध्न सक्छु, तर त्यो हो नै भनेर चाहिँ अदालतले जब निर्णय गर्छ अनि मात्र दोषी हो कि होइन त्यो थाहा हुन्छ। त्यसैले हामी नेपालीहरू चाहिँ एउटा न्युज सुन्यो अनि नेपालीले यस्तो गर्यो भनेर, नेपालीले नाम बिगार्यो भनेर यति धेरै हामी सेयर गर्छौँ कि हामीले नै त्यो हल्ला फिजाउनुमा चाहिँ सहयोग गरिरहेको हुन्छौँ क्या। त्यो चाहिँ हामीलाई मतलब छैन, त्यो चाहिँ हामी सोच्दैनौँ। हामी चाहिँ के गर्छौँ त खालि हामी त्यसले त्यस्तो गर्यो अरे नेपालीको नाम बिगाऱ्यो भनेर। हामीले तर नाम बिगार्नलाई हाम्रो पनि त हात छ नि यार। हामीले पनि ट्विटरमा सेयर गर्छौँ, फेसबुकमा सेयर गर्छौँ, अनेकतिर गएर कमेन्ट गर्छौँ। सबभन्दा पहिला हामीले के याद गर्नुपर्छ भने हामी नेपालीले नेपालीलाई सहयोग गरेन भने कसले सहयोग गर्छ हामीलाई? अझ यो विदेशी भूमिमा तपाईँ साउदी अरबमा हुनुहुन्छ, तपाईँलाई केही पर्यो भने नेपालीले सहयोग गरेन भने कसले सहयोग गर्ला? त्यसैले कसैलाई केही पर्यो भने तपाईँलाई कोही मान्छेले आरोप लगायो भने मैले चाहिँ यो त दोषी हो भनेर भन्नुभन्दा मैले तपाईँसँग गएर कुरा बुझेर के हो कसो हो, तपाईँलाई फसाएको पो हो कि तपाईँले जानी नगरेको पनि हुनसक्छ। यो कोरोना लागेको बेलामा अहिले यहाँ काम राम्रोसँग पाइँदैन। यति धेरै दुःख छ यहाँ। अहिले भर्खर अलिअलि खुल्न थालेको छ। यो बच्चाहरू जो स्टुडेन्ट भएर आउनुभएको छ उहाँहरूलाई सामाजिक संस्थाहरूले खाना खुवाउँदैछ, काम छैन। त्यो काम नभएको बेलामा कसैले म 2-400 पैसा दिन्छु, 200-400 डलर दिन्छु, यो गर भनेर भनेको पनि त हुनसक्छ नि। उनीहरूलाई फकाएर त्यो गर्न लगाएको पनि हुनसक्छ। उनीहरू आफैले त्यो नगरेको पनि हुनसक्छ। कसैले यो गरेर यसरी भन्, त्यो आउने बित्तिकै म तँलाई 500 डलर दिन्छु भनेको पनि हुनसक्छ। र यो भनेको कुराहरू चाहिँ हामी कहिले पनि सोच्दैनौँ क्या। हामी के सोच्छौँ, नेपालीले ठग्यो अरे भने सेयर गरिदिइहाल्यो। यो अलिक सोच्नुपर्छ यो सेयर गर्ने बेलामा, यो न्युजहरू आउने बेलामा, यो न्युजहरूको बारेमा कतिको साँचो हो। फेसबुकमा तपाईँले जे देख्नुहुन्छ, फेसबुकमा तपाईँले जे सुन्नुहुन्छ अथवा युट्युबमा सबैतिर सबै कुरा साँचो हुँदैन। अहिले म तपाईँसँग प्रत्यक्ष रूपमा बोलिरहेको छु। मलाई बोल्नलाई कसले रोक्ने? म मेरो घरमा छु, तपाईँसँग प्रत्यक्ष गरिरहेको छु। मेरो इन्टरनेट चलाएर, मेरो माइक्रोफोनबाट, मेरो क्यामेराबाट म बोलिरहेको छु नि तपाईँसँग होइन? मलाई रोक्नु सक्दैन नि। तर बोल्नु हुँदैन भन्ने कुरा, जे पाए त्यही गर्नु हुँदैन, जे पाए त्यही बोल्नु हुँदैन भन्ने कुरा मलाई थाहा छ, मैले बुझेको छु। त्यो हामी सबैले बुझ्न जरुरी छ। त्यसैले आरोप मात्रै लागेको हो। के गरी दोषी भयो, अदालतले दोषी करार दियो र जेल गयो, उनीहरूले सजाय भोग्यो भने त्यसपछि हो रहेछ, दोषी रहेछ भनेर बुझ्न सकिन्छ। तर अहिले त आरोप मात्रै लागेको हो। त्यसैले यसलाई एकदम ठुलो पार्ने, एकदमै नराम्रो बनाउने त्यस्तो कुराहरू गर्न हुँदैन जस्तो मलाई लाग्छ। त्यस्तै यहाँ अब अर्को को हुनुहुन्छ हेरौँ। रमिता सुपर अग्रिड विथ यू भनेर आरबी अमिताले भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ। डिफ्रेन्ट पर्सपेक्टिभ मिनाले, नवराज सापकोटा आइएम वाचिङ यस शो भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ। प्रकाश रसाइली थ्याङ्क यू सो मच, सी यू सुन। निरम श्रेष्ठ भेरी वेल सेड। दिपेश दाजुलाई धन्यवाद दिन नभन्नु होला साथीहरू, कलिम गुरुङ थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। भीमबहादुर अधिकारी हेलो दादा मनी हेर्दैछु भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ। सुनिल त्यात रमेश प्रसाईको इन्टरभ्यू लिनुहोस् भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ। अवश्य पनि रमेशजीको पनि इन्टरभ्यू लिन्छु म, तर मैले भनिहालेँ हामी जीवन यात्राको सङ्घर्षको कुराहरू अलिकति बेसी गर्छौँ यसमा होइन। विनोद परिहास आजको लाइभ पनि छुट्यो मेरो, केही छैन अहिले आउनुभयो। निर्वाणाजी दे आर इनोसेन्ट अनटिल प्रुभन, एक्ज्याक्टली द्याट्स माई वाट आइम ट्राइङ टु से। प्रकाश रसाइली लिभिङ अ ड्रिम। सुजिल ठकुरी नमस्ते प्रकाश भाइ, हाउ आर यु डुइङ भनेर यो अघि नै सोधेको प्रश्न भर्खर उत्तर दिँदैछ सुजिल, थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फर द स्टार्स सुजिल। त्यस्तै सिकागोबाट सुनिल त्यात हुनुहुन्छ। सिकागोमा कति बजी यार? नेटफ्लिक्सको बारेमा, कन्टेस्टको बारेमा, नेटफ्लिक्सको बारेमा पनि भनिहालौँ। तपाईँलाई नेटफ्लिक्समा सबभन्दा हेर्नु मन लागेको सो कुन हो? मैले रिसेन्टली हेरेको सोहरूमध्ये मलाई एकदमै मन परेको चाहिँ मनी हाइस्ट भन्ने हो। मनी हाइस्ट भन्ने सो चाहिँ यो स्पेनिस हो होइन, स्पेनमा बनाएको। यो चाहिँ के हुन्छ भने एउटा प्रोफेसर भन्ने एकजना मान्छे हुन्छ होइन। त्यो मान्छेलाई चाहिँ एउटा प्लान बनाउँछ पैसा लुट्ने होइन। त्यो पैसा लुट्ने प्लान बनाउँछ। उसले चाहिँ ब्याङ्कमा गएर पैसा लुट्नुको सट्टा जहाँ पैसा छापिन्छ त्यहीँ गएर लुट्ने प्लान बनाउँछ होइन। उसले ग्रुप क्रिएट गर्छ र त्यहाँ गएर पैसा लुट्छ। कसरी लुट्छ, के गर्छ, उनीहरूको प्लान्सहरू के छ त्यो हेर्नुहोस्। यो सो चाहिँ कस्तो हो भने हामीले कहिलेकाहीँ फिल्महरू हेर्दाखेरि मैले कति इक्जाम्पल दिन्छु क्या। नेपाली फिल्ममा चाहिँ डाइरेक्टरले एकदमै धेरै कुरा बुझाउनु खोज्छ होइन, हरेक चिज एक्सप्लेन गर्न खोज्छ र हामीलाई चाहिँ दिमागै युज गर्नु पर्दैन क्या। तर अङ्ग्रेजी फिल्महरूमा अथवा अरू फिल्ममा चाहिँ दिमाग युज गर्नुपर्छ क्या। जस्तै मैले अस्ति नै भनेको थिएँ नि होइन, यदि म यहाँ बसिरहेको छु, मेरो अगाडि टेबलमा एकजना अर्को व्यक्ति बसिरहनु भएको छ, हामी दुईजनाको चाहिँ गफ भइरहेको छ, क्यामेरा परबाट आउँछ, यहाँ मुनि चाहिँ बन्दुक छ र बन्दुक क्यामेरा पर गएर फर्किँदाखेरि चाहिँ आवाज आउँछ ढङ्ग। क्यामेरा फर्किसकेपछि मेरो हातमा बन्दुक छ, अगाडिको मान्छे ढलिरहेको छ भने हाम्रो दिमागले के गर्नुपर्छ भने त्यहाँ फिल इन द ब्ल्याङ्क्स गर्नुपर्छ। हामीले भर्नुपर्छ। हामीले के भन्नुपर्छ, ए त्यो मान्छेले तलबाट क्यामेरा निकालेछ, त्यो बन्दुक निकालेछ, त्यसपछि कक गरेछ, कक गरेर अगाडिको मान्छेलाई गोली हानेछ, अगाडिको मान्छे मरेछ गोली लागेर भने त्यो सबै कुरा चाहिँ हामीले सोच्नुपर्छ। यो सोच्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामी यति बिजी हुन्छौँ कि हामी अरू कुरा थाहै हुँदैन क्या होइन। त्यो सोच्न तपाईँलाई चाहिँ त्यो सबै देखायो भने तपाईँले सोच्नै पर्दैन, किन सबै दुःख देखाइदियो। र यही कुराको लागि चाहिँ मनी हाइस्ट हेर्नुभयो भने चाहिँ इट्स कल्ड स्मार्ट राइटिङ होइन। एकदमै स्मार्टली लेखेको छ, तपाईँलाई एकदमै मनपर्छ हेर्नुहोस्। र यदि तपाईँ स्मार्ट राइटिङ भएको यो मनी हाइस्ट जस्तै अरू पनि धेरै हेर्न चाहनुहुन्छ र तपाईँसँग नेटफ्लिक्स छैन भने मसँग उपाय छ। तपाईँ द दिपेश सोको फेसबुकको पेजमा जानुहोस्, ट्याबमा एउटा कम्पिटिसन भन्ने ट्याब छ, त्यहाँ क्लिक गर्नुहोस् र त्यहाँ भाग लिनुहोस्। तपाईँले केही गर्नु पर्दैन। एउटा प्रश्न छ, अस्ट्रेलियाको राजधानी कहाँ हो? त्यसको उत्तर लेख्नुहोस् र त्यसपछि विभिन्न टास्कहरू गर्नुहोस्। अस्ट्रेलियाको उत्तर लेखिसकेपछि तपाईँले फेसबुकको लगइन युज गरेर तपाईँ लगइन गर्नुपर्छ। त्यसको पोइन्ट्स आउँछ। हरेक टास्क गरे बापत तपाईँको पोइन्ट्स आउँदै जान्छ र जति पोइन्ट आयो त्यति धेरै तपाईँको चान्स हुन्छ कि यो नेटफ्लिक्सको उपहार जित्ने र यसको उपहारको चाहिँ हामी हरेक आइतबार यो कन्टेस्ट गर्छौँ र विनर छान्छौँ। र अब आउने आइतबार को हुनुहुन्छ त्यो पनि तपाईँलाई थाहा नै छ। भवन भट्ट हुनुहुन्छ, एनआरएनको पूर्व अध्यक्ष। त्यस्तै भवनजी एकदमै ठुलो व्यापारी पनि हुनुहुन्छ, एन्टरप्रेन्योर्स भनौँ, उहाँ पनि हुनुहुन्छ। उहाँ पहिला जापानमा सानो काम गर्नुहुन्थ्यो, रेस्टुरेन्टमा कुनै बेलामा भाडा माझ्नुहुन्थ्यो अरे, र अहिले भने उहाँको जापानमा मात्र 290वटा रेस्टुरेन्ट छ। उहाँको सफलताको कथा अनि सङ्घर्षको कथा हामी सुन्नेछौँ आइतबार, र त्यही आइतबार नेटफ्लिक्सको विनर पनि हामी छान्नेछौँ। त्यो विनर चाहिँ को हुनुहुन्छ त्यो हामी भनिहाल्छौँ। त्यसपछि अर्को को हुनुहुन्छ, स्वरूप श्रेष्ठ हुनुहुन्छ। थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। माधव नारायण श्रेष्ठ, मी टु वाचिङ बट लेट भयो, थ्याङ्क यू सो मच है। स्वरूपजी थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फर सेन्डिङ स्टार्स। मोज खा हुनुहुन्छ, एक्ज्याक्टली दाइ वी हेभ न्यारो माइन्डेड सो वी क्रिएट बिग नोइज। एक्ज्याक्टली त्यो गर्नु हुँदैन। सुनिलजी 5 बजे बिहान 5 बजे हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ, भजन सुन्ने बेलामा दिपेश सो हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ। एनिवे वेलकम टु द दिपेश सो, गुड मर्निङ टु यु। दिवाकर भुजेलजी थ्याङ्क यू फर सेन्डिङ स्टार्स। समित गुरुङ हुनुहुन्छ, नाइस। त्यसपछि के अरे सुमन खरेल, या मनी हाइस्ट छोड्नै मन लाग्दैन, दुई दिनमा 3वटा सिजन सकाएँ भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ। राजेन्द्र खड्कीलाई पनि पक्कै पनि सबैसँग कुरा गर्ने हो होइन। अहिले को हुनुहुन्छ भनिहाल्नु है। हाम्रो अब आउने गेस्टहरूमा चाहिँ भवनजी पछि हाम्रो साकार ग्रुप थाहा छ तपाईँलाई, ज्योति ग्रुप, सौरभ ज्योति हुनुहुन्छ। उहाँसँग हामी कुरा गर्छौँ उहाँको बाइकको कलेक्सनको बारेमा, उहाँको स्कुलिङको बारेमा, उहाँले के गर्नुभयो त, फ्यामिली बिजनेस अहिले रन गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ, कतिको गाह्रो छ त्यो बारेमा हामी कुरा गर्नेछौँ। त्यस्तै हामीसँग गिरीश खतिवडा हुनुहुन्छ, नेपालमा पहिलो ऱ्याप गायक। धेरै वर्ष पहिला गिरीश चाहिँ कक्षा 9मा हुँदाखेरि, क्लास 9मा हुँदाखेरि उनले मिनिङलेस ऱ्याप भन्ने एउटा गीत रेकर्ड गरेको थियो। त्यो नै नेपालको पहिलो ऱ्याप भन्ने पनि हुन्छ होइन। हुन त अरू गीतहरूमा पनि पिआरटी भन्ने एउटा ग्रुप थियो, सुपर कलेक्सन भन्ने एउटा गीतमा उनीहरूले बिचमा अलिकति ऱ्याप राखेको थियो, तर पक्का ऱ्याप चाहिँ त्यो नै हुन्छ। निमाको पनि एउटा गीत थियो, पागल प्रेमी भन्ने, अलिकति पछि। त्यसपछि अरू को हुन्छ नेटफ्लिक्सको लाइक द्याट वान, हा ग्रेट सेगवे दाइ, थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। माधव श्रेष्ठ नमस्ते, नमस्कार दिपेशजी, हामी हेर्दैछौँ हङकङबाट, थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। सुशान्त फ्रम यर नेबरिङ सबब्स, ग्रेट सो, थ्याङ्क यू सुशान्त, आई निड यर हेल्प। अलिकति यसलाई अब अझ फैलाउनु पऱ्यो, बुझ्यौ। थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। अरू को हुनुहुन्छ लेख्न नबिर्सिनु होला। अहिले धेरैजनाले हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ जस्तो छ। सन्तोष अधिकारी, हेलो नमस्ते। नमस्ते सन्तोषजी। र मलाई अब भने तपाईँलाई गेस्ट को ल्याउँछ जस्तो लाग्छ त्यो पनि लेख्नु होला। गणेश दमजी हुनुहुन्छ, सुरेन्द्र माङ्गर सिंह कर्मा ब्यान्ड। सुरेन्द्रजी अहिले अमेरिकामा हुनुहुन्छ। गणेशजी, सुरेन्द्रजी लगायत अरू पनि धेरै अमेरिकामा भएको साथीहरूसँग कुराकानी गर्नलाई अलिक गाह्रो भएको कारण चाहिँ उहाँहरूको टाइम नमिलेर हो। म चाहिँ अस्ट्रेलियाको सिडनीमा छु। अहिले यहाँको बेलुकाको 8:15 बज्यो होइन, र अस्ट्रेलियाको सिडनीमा बेलुकाको 8:15 बजेर म यहाँ बोल्दाखेरि चाहिँ उहाँ चाहिँ कुनै ठाउँमा बिहान 5 बजे, कुनै ठाउँमा बिहान 3 बजे हुन्छ होइन। त्यो गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ उहाँहरूलाई आउन गाह्रो भएको हो। र फेरि लाइभमा चाहिँ यो सोमा जति मजा आउँछ, जति तपाईँहरूसँग कुरा गर्न मजा आउँछ, त्यति चाहिँ रेकर्डेड गर्दाखेरि मजा नआउला। त्यही भएर म लाइभ नै गर्न कोसिस गरिरहेको छु। मुख सुके बोल्दा एकछिन बोल्छु अनि जान्छु ल। अब मलाई अर्को कुरा के भन्नु मन छ भने, मैले अरू पनि भिडियोजहरू बनाउँदैछु। तपाईँले दिपेश सोको पेजमा हेर्नुभयो भने डिफ्रेन्ट भिडियोजहरू देख्नुहुन्छ। त्यो भिडियोजहरू चाहिँ अब दिपेश सो लाइभ यो 3वटा हप्ताको 3टा हरेक आइतबार, मङ्गलबार र बिहिबार नेपालको समयअनुसार दिउँसोको 2 बजे प्रत्यक्ष प्रसारण हुने यो कार्यक्रम छँदैछ। यो बाहेक अरू पनि भिडियोजहरू बनाउँछु। अस्ति मैले एउटा चाहिँ कुराकानी वाक्यको लम्बाइको बारेमा बनाएँ। त्यो भिडियो तपाईँलाई कस्तो लाग्यो त्यो लेख्न नबिर्सिनु होला। त्यस्तै अरू भिडियोहरू चाहिँ मैले एउटा भिडियो अहिले बनाउँदैछु। त्यो भिडियो चाहिँ के भने, तपाईँलाई हामी कुराकानी गर्छौँ तर हामी अर्थपूर्ण संवाद गर्दैनौँ। हामीले टेक्स्ट गर्न थालेको छौँ धेरै। अहिलेको झन् टिनेजर्सहरूले त कुरा नै गर्दैन। त्यो अर्थपूर्ण संवाद कसरी गर्ने त, कसरी अर्को मान्छेसँग कनेक्ट हुने। तपाईँले नचिनेको मान्छे तपाईँले भेट्नुभयो, तपाईँको पार्टीमा अथवा कोही मान्छेसँग तपाईँले भेट्नुभयो भने त्यो मान्छेसँग कसरी कनेक्ट हुने, कसरी बोल्ने, कसरी उसको विश्वास जित्ने भन्ने कुराको त्यो भिडियो एउटा बनाउँदैछु। र अर्को एउटा कुरा चाहिँ के गर्दैछु भने, मैले भनिहालेँ म विगत झन्डै 12 वर्षदेखि डिजिटल मिडिया सम्बन्धी काम गर्दैछु। र त्यो डिजिटल मिडिया सम्बन्धी काम गरेकोमा चाहिँ मैले केही कुरा सिकेको छु, र त्यो सिकेर चाहिँ यो कुरा म बाँड्न चाहन्छु। द दिपेश सोलाई चाहिँ एउटा सो भयो, तर यो एउटा हामी प्लेटफर्म बनाउन चाहन्छौँ हाम्रो एडभर्टाइजर्सहरूको लागि, हाम्रो अरू जो हामीलाई हेरिरहनु भएको छ उहाँहरूको सन्देश यदि मैले अघि भने जस्तो 1845 पुर्याउनु मन छ भने त्यहाँसम्म पुर्याउनुको लागि एउटा प्लेटफर्म बनाउन चाहन्छु। खालि दिपेश सो मात्र नभएर अरू पनि। म तपाईँलाई डिजिटल मिडियाको बारेमा भन्छु र कहिलेकाहीँ लाग्छ कि डिजिटल मिडिया नेपालमा त के काम लाग्ला, नेपालमा त कसरी चल्छ होइन, सबैको हातमा मोबाइल पनि छैन, इन्टरनेट त यस्तो स्लो छ, कसरी चल्छ भनेर म एउटा घटना भन्छु र यसको बारेमा म भिडियो भन्छु, विस्तृतमा त म लेख्छु। 2016मा भनेको भुइँचालो गएको 1 वर्षपछि मलाई अलिकति पैसा चाहिएर, मलाई र मेरो श्रीमतीलाई भनौँ न, हामीलाई पैसा चाहिएर चाहिँ हाम्रो नेपालमा एउटा हामीले सानो घर किनेको थियौँ। तपाईँलाई थाहा छ पेप्सी कोलामा जुन चाहिँ सनराइज टावर छ नि त्यसको 17 तलामा त्यहाँ एउटा सानो घर थियो, त्यो बेच्नु पर्यो। हामीले धेरै हार गुहार गऱ्यौँ होइन नेपालमा, तर त्यो भुइँचालो गएको तुरुन्त र 17 तलामा घर भएको त्यो बिक्दै बिकेन, धेरै गर्दाखेरि पनि बिकेन। अनि त्यसपछि मैले सोचेँ म के गर्न सक्छु त, मलाई त जसरी पनि पैसा चाहियो र बेच्नको लागि त्यही एउटा घर थियो, के गर्न सक्छु भन्दा तपाईँ पत्याउनुहुन्न होला, म यहाँ सिडनी बसेर $20 खर्च गरेर मैले त्यो घर यहाँ बसेर काठमाडौँमा बेचेँ। मानिसले जीवनमा किन्ने सबैभन्दा ठुलो कुराहरूमध्ये सबैभन्दा ठुलो कुरा हो घर। घरभन्दा ठुलो कुरा हामी किन्दैनौँ, सबैभन्दा महँगो कुरा हो घर। त्यही घर 2016मा आजभन्दा 4 वर्ष अगाडि मैले सिडनीमा बसेर $20 खर्च गरेर काठमाडौँमा बेचिदिएँ। त्यसको कथा बनाउँदैछु म र त्यसबाट प्रुभ गर्न चाहन्छु कि डिजिटल मिडिया इट वर्क्स, डिजिटल मार्केटिङ इट वर्क्स, इन्टरनेट मार्केटिङ इट वर्क्स। तर यु निड टु नो के भन्ने, कसरी कनेक्ट गर्ने। र जसले अहिले हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ यदि तपाईँ पनि डिजिटल मार्केटिङ गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने यसको बारेमा म सेयर गर्दै जानेछु। यो प्रोग्राममा खालि गेस्टसँग आएर उहाँको सङ्घर्षको कुरा त छँदैछ, तर मैले भने म छोटो छोटो भिडियोहरू बनाउँछु जुन भिडियोमा म यस्तै कुराहरू गर्नेछु। र अब यो भन्दै अब जाने बेला हुन लागिसक्यो। आजको कार्यक्रममा जानुभन्दा अगाडि म धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु हाम्रो बिजनेस डेभलपमेन्टको लागि मिना गौतम श्रेष्ठलाई, त्यस्तै रिसर्चको लागि राजाराम ढुङ्गाना, सुमन खरेल र मुक्तिनाथ श्रेष्ठलाई, हाम्रो पिआरको लागि निलम श्रेष्ठलाई, र यो शोमा हाम्रो नयाँ भाइ आउनुभएको छ हामीसँग जोडिनको लागि उत्सव तिमसेना। उत्सवलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। उत्सवले रात दिन नसुतिकन 2 रातसम्म नसुतिकन यो सबै पडकास्टहरू उसले नै गरेको। हाम्रो वेबसाइट पनि तयार हुँदैछ। यो वेबसाइटमा चाहिँ जुन चाहिँ हाम्रो वेबसाइट छ नि thedipesh.com, त्यसमा अरू पनि थुप्रै कुराहरू आउँछ, त्यो पनि तयार हुँदैछ। र यो सबै पछि मैले अर्को एउटा धन्यवाद दिनुपर्छ लक्ष्मण काफ्लेलाई। लक्ष्मण, आई नो यु वाचिङ, थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फर एभ्रिथिङ। ऊ चाहिँ टेक्निकली सबै कुरा हेरिदिन्छ, सबै कुरा म्यानेज गरिदिन्छ ताकि यो सो तपाईँसँग एकदमै स्मुथली आओस्, तपाईँसँग यसरी कुरा गर्दाखेरि तपाईँ राम्रोसँग सुन्न सकोस् होइन। र यो भन्दै म पनि बिदा चाहन्छु। अरू यहाँ को हुनुहुन्छ लास्टमा हेरौँ होइन। निर्वाणा संसार, थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फर अल द स्टार्स। जसले स्टार्स पठाउनु भयो सबैलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। टाइम ल्याप्स फोटोग्राफी धन्यवाद, थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। मैले अरू पनि टाइम ल्याप्स बनाएको छु, म त्यो सेयर गर्छु। जुन चाहिँ त्यो टाइम ल्याप्स छ नि अस्ति मैले सिडनीको सेयर गरेको, आई थिङ्क इट टुक मी अलमोस्ट 10 months त्यो बनाउनको लागि होइन। हामी चाहिँ म, मेरो वाइफ र हामी छोरा चाहिँ हामी जान्थ्यौँ। मेरो छोरा साइक्लिङ गर्थ्यो, मेरो वाइफ चाहिँ एक्सर्साइजहरू गर्थ्यो, म चाहिँ टाइम ल्याप्स खिचेर बस्थेँ क्या। हामी कतिवटा ठाउँमा गएर त्यसरी खिचेको होइन। त्यो 10 महिना लाग्यो त्यो बनाउनलाई। अनि त्यसपछि वुड लाइक टु क्रिएट माइसेल्फ, अफकोर्स मैले त्यो ट्युटोरियल्सहरू हालेको छु। पछि म एडभान्स टाइम ल्याप्स कसरी, जुन चाहिँ त्यो भिडियो चाहिँ एडभान्स हो, डे टु नाइटहरू हुने अथवा त्यो लाइट चेन्ज भएपछि गर्ने टाइम ल्याप्स, अनि त्यो मुभ गर्ने टाइम ल्याप्सहरू, इट्स अल एडभान्स हो। त्यो पनि म सिकाउँछु कुनै दिन। गणेश पौडेल के भन्नुहुन्छ, निर्णय द एनएसके म्याट जोन नेप्साइडर्स एनी चान्सेस दिस गाइज वर्क रियली हार्ड फर नेपाली हिपहप नि है भनेर। गणेशजी पक्कै पनि मैले किरणसँग चाहिँ कुरा गरेको थिएँ। किरणको अस्ति भर्खर बच्चा भएको छ, किरणसँग चाहिँ अलिकति पछि आउँछु भनेको छ। अरूसँग पनि म कुरा गर्ने नै छु। म्याट जोनसँग अहिले कन्ट्याक्ट छैन, निर्णयसँग गर्नेछु। त्यसपछि डेफिनेटली डिजिटल मिडिया इज वे टु गो भनेर सुरज भन्दैछ। थ्याङ्क यू सो मच सुरज फर वाचिङ। आई ह्याड अ सिमिलर आइडिया, थ्याङ्क यू। राज वल्लभ कोइराला, राज वल्लभ जीसँग पनि कुरा भइसक्यो। म त तिमी नै भन्छु उसलाई त है, राज वल्लभसँग पनि कुरा भइसक्यो, ऊ पनि आउँछु भनेको छ। तर अमेरिकामा भएकोले चाहिँ अलिकति प्रब्लम भइरहेछ। निर्वाणा संसार, ग्रेट च्याप उत्सव, यस थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। र थ्याङ्क यू निर्वाणा संसार, किनकि तपाईँले गरेर चिन्या हो होइन, उहाँले नै चिनाइदिनु भएको उत्सवलाई। थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। थ्याङ्क यू उत्सव, वेलकम टु द टिम। मिनाले पनि भन्दैछ दाई सरी बिग फ्यान भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ। दाई सर बिग फ्यान, सर होइन दाई, उमेरले दाई भए दाई नत्र भाइ होइन। अनि त्यसपछि वन्डरफुल सो, सी यू अगेन डेनिस प्रजापति, थ्याङ्क यू सो मच डेनिस भाइ, आदेशको भाइ। के छ हालखबर? मैले आई थिङ्क आई कान्ट सी यर पिक्चर प्रपरली, तर आई थिङ्क आई नो यु भेरी वेल। थ्याङ्क यू सो मच थ्याङ्क यू उत्सव सरी म सुतेछु भाइ नो प्रब्लम दाइ फेरि हेर्नुहोस् है भएन अनि प्रेजेबल प्रोग्राम मन बाबु थ्याङ्क यू सो मच मातृका डिजिटल मिडिया इज द बेस्ट इन द फेस ग्रेट जब थ्याङ्क यू सो मच बसन्त श्रेष्ठ फ्रम 11:30 बसन्तलाई पोसिबल छ कि नाइ दाइ छ नि किन छैन पक्कै पनि पोसिबल छ बसन्तलाई पनि म कुरा गर्छु होइन अस्ति नै हामीले स्याडोजको प्रकाश अनि हाम्रो स्वप्निल र अमितसँग कुरा गरेँ बसन्तसँग पनि कुरा गर्छु होइन त्यसो वी निड टु हियर द स्टोरी अफ सम अफ द गिटारिस्ट भनेर भन्नुभएको छ यस अफकोर्स गिटारिस्ट पनि खोजौँला अस्ति नै हामीले मनोजसँग चाहिँ कुरा गऱ्यौँ हामी प्रकाशसँग पनि कुरा गऱ्यौँ अनि कृति बिजु जोशी उन्नति प्रगति हुँदै जाओस् सर थ्याङ्क यू सो मच तपाईँहरूको शुभकामनाले नै यहाँसम्म आइपुगेको तपाईँहरूले शुभकामना नदिनु भएको भए तपाईँले नसुनिदिनु भएको भए तपाईँले नहेरिदिनु भएको भए यहाँसम्म आउँदैन थियो र जाँदा जाँदै म फेरि पनि मैले एक दुईवटा पाइरहेको छु मैले त्यही भएर भनिहालेँ ल नेक्स्ट गेस्ट अमृत गुरुङ अमृतजी दाई अझै पनि इन्टरनेट भएको ठाउँमा हुनुहुन्न हामीले पहिल्यैदेखि कुरा गरिरहेको छौँ र अमृत दाईलाई चाहिँ हामी पछि बोलाउँछौँ अलिकति पछि जब उहाँको इन्टरनेट हुन्छ मैले अघि भनिहालेँ कोसँग कुरा भयो भने आई वान्ट नो मोर अबाउट सुगम पोखरेलसँग मैले कुरा गरिसकेँ एकदम खुलेर कुरा गरेको छ सुगमले प्लिज वाच द्याट अर लिसन टु इट सो हाम्रो सो कहाँ आउँछ तपाईँलाई थाहा नै छ फेसबुकमा युट्युबमा र ट्विटरमा लाइभ हुन्छ इन्स्टाग्राममा पनि दिपेश सो छँदैछ र त्यस्तै दिपेश सो इन्स्टाग्राम फेसबुक ट्विटरमा भए जस्तै आजदेखि हामी हाम्रो पात्रोमा छौँ हाम्रो पात्रोमा हामीलाई सुन्न नबिर्सिनु होला तपाईँलाई कस्तो लाग्यो त्यो लेख्न नबिर्सिनु होला त्यस्तै एप्पल पोडकास्टमा यदि iOS चलाउनुहुन्छ भने एन्ड्रोइड चलाउनुहुन्छ भने गुगलमा छौँ त्यस्तै हामी स्टिचर र स्पोटिफाईमा पनि छौँ यो भन्दै फेरि पनि सबैलाई धन्यवाद दिँदै गेस्टहरूको बारेमा अन्तिमचोटि भन्न चाहन्छु अब आउने आइतबार भवनबाट हुनुहुन्छ त्यसपछि सौरभ ज्योति हुनुहुन्छ मङ्गलबार बिहिबार हामी कुरा गर्दैछौँ गिरीश खतिवडासँग त्यसको आइतबार हामी कुरा गर्छौँ नगेन्द्र प्यासीसँग पुरानो गायक हुनुहुन्छ एकदमै राम्रो त्यसपछि अरू चाहिँ हाम्रो रिचा शर्मा आई थिङ्क स्योर भएको छ अनुप विक्रम शाही हुनुहुन्छ आइ एम ट्राइङ टु कन्ट्याक्ट हेमन्त शर्मा गायक मनोज सिंह थाहा छ तपाईँलाई मनोज सिंहसँग पनि कुरा हुँदैछ मनोज सिंह भनेको चाहिँ एकमात्र नेपाली जो चाहिँ ग्रामी नोमिनेसनमा नोमिनेट हुनुभयो पहिला 1974-80 चाहिँ उहाँले बाँसुरी बजाउनुहुन्थ्यो उहाँको अहिले ग्रुप चाहिँ अस्ति गएको ग्रामीमा नोमिनेसनमा पर्नुभएको थियो उहाँ जस्तो व्यक्तिसँग हामीले कुरा गर्नु पाउनु हाम्रै सौभाग्य हो किनकि नेपाली भएर ग्रामीमा नोमिनेसनहरूसम्म कोही पनि भएको छैन र उहाँ जति सफल म्युजिसियन भनौँ न अथवा नेपाली साङ्गीतिक क्षेत्रमा लाग्नुभएको कलाकारहरू कोही पनि हुनुहुन्न उहाँसँग उहाँको यात्राको बारेमा सङ्घर्षको बारेमा चर्चा गर्नेछौँ हवस् त अर्को कार्यक्रममा भेट हुने नै छ तबसम्मको लागि मलाई सोच्नुहोस्